Worlds.
Outer
okay.
Worlds. Have you guys all played it or no?
Yeah, I played it. I haven't beat it though.
I'm like a quarter of the way through it. If
Well, I won't ruin it, but there's one big moment where you have to choose some options, and there's one really stupid option, and it will end the game.
Nice.
End the game.
Very nice.
Game here.
All right, guys, we're live.
We live.
all right.
How live are we?
All the way.
You got the internet on your desk?
Yeah, but I'm trying to make sure I don't damage it.
Yeah. Don't wreck it for the rest of us.
As long as the light's still blinking, it's okay.
Whenever you're ready, Russ.
All right. Well, why doesn't somebody give us a
Sorry.
A what?
He's froze.
He
Pat
is
started
froze.
clapping, and he froze.
I thought he was like in deep thought. I was like,
I thought
okay.
he was offended by my clapping because it's
I
like
did
he
too.
froze.
I
It's
thought
a
he
little-
stopped. I thought he stopped because you were clapping.
This is a little too long, even for a Russ pause.
If he suddenly just like turns and smiles, that would be
Oh,
so.
He was
Oh,
like in
man.
the same
He changed
position,
clothes.
but he was in that position.
It got
He
10
wasn't-
years
he was like-
younger.
Oh, oh, there.
Hey,
you
can
go.
y'all hear me?
There you
Yes.
are.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that picture's really old. Let me reconnect. Still can't see you guys.
But your head
Yeah.
was in that exact orientation.
Yeah,
It was.
the same way you have your mouth open.
So good.
Did your power blink again or something?
No, I don't know what that was. Because I lost audio from Discord too.
Tell Rachel
All
to
right.
quit streaming.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is.
Hey,
All right.
she'd get more than us in a heartbeat. She's a girl.
It's true. Instantly.
All right. Somebody want to recap our last game for me real quick?
Name say, "We find bad guy. We beat bad guy."
Oh, so I actually did the recap last time, so it's somebody else's turn.
So this was the whodunit, right?
The murder mystery.
I was sitting here thinking, I was like, wait a minute, was that me? I can't even remember.
It's been
Was I
2 weeks
DMing?
ago.
You DM'd and you don't even remember.
I don't. Who was it again?
Wait a minute. What show was it based on again?
All right, I got this. We were dispatched to a research lab full of rat folk.
The RIP,
The RIP.
the Research Institute of Plagues.
That is what it was called, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
So we were dispatched there because one of the lead scientists was actively being murdered.
Accurate.
Because a specimen that was highly deadly was opened in the secure lab she was in. She did indeed died. And we interrogated everyone. We found some hidden tunnels. What was the guy's name who actually did it? Forgot his name.
Genvec.
Genvic,
Genvic.
yeah. So
That
we
jerk.
figured out it was Genvic when we... who was it? Someone made him take his mask off.
Me. It was
Yinron.
Yenron made him take his mask off. So
Yinron was being very rude.
yeah, and
No,
he,
Yinron was being very suspicious, but yes, also rude.
he ran away. We chased him. He was a member of the Guild of Plaguebringers,
The GOP.
and we had a battle, and we killed him.
You down with GOP? Yeah, you know me.
I shot him while he was invisible, and 2 arrows sticking out of the air, and then
Yep.
he appeared and he died.
All right. And what was the researcher's name that died?
Dr. Nim.
Yeah, that's right. Like Miss Frisbee
Hmm.
and the rat tub. Okay.
Yep.
So you guys have, of course, returned to the Church of Disease Containment facility that you normally work out of, the headquarters. You've been debriefed with Dr. Pennybottom. You just sort of went over everything that went down. What happened. Kind of gave him an after-action report. And made sure that he knew that all the all the dumb decisions were done by internal affairs, and all the competent stuff was done by your team, of course.
Mhm.
That's right.
And that's in the evening. You guys get a good long rest, and Pennybottom asks you to come to his office in the morning for an early meeting. He just wants to kind of go over the situation with the Guild of Plaguebringers and try and get out in front of things a little bit instead of reacting like you have been for the last so many months. And so do you guys want to do anything while you're at headquarters, or are you just getting your rest and show up in the morning? This isn't a trick question. I just
Yeah, I
wanted
think
to
we're
give
all
you the
trying to
opportunity.
let everybody else say something.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. So I'm
Well,
resting.
I don't think I got anything that piqued my character's interest from the last campaign. Like there was no I didn't come home with any information or items that would cause me to reflect unduly. So I would probably just think to myself how similar rat folk look and go to sleep.
D&D hype.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to follow up on? All right. So in the morning, you guys show up, and you're, of course, ushered into Pennybottom's office. He's got some breakfast laid out, but it's like conference room, meeting stuff. So it's it's like mini donuts and all that kind of stuff, little pastries. Nothing that you can really tuck into, but nonetheless. So you guys pull your portraits in here.
Hold on.
Not the token, but actually from your sheet. You can
Okay.
we're gonna need to shrink Kyle down a
That
little
was
bit.
way too much.
No, don't. It's hilarious that I'm that big.
I'm way
Everybody
smaller
down.
than y'all. I'm way
Rush, you
smaller.
have to shrink everybody. There you go. Remember, you can right click and flip us if you need to.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm gonna get everybody a reasonable size first.
I love this so much.
Oh
Look
man,
at Rainn Wilson.
this is good.
That beard.
Yeah, when I found out that Rainn Wilson had grown a beard and looked all grizzled and manly, I had to do it. All right, so you guys are all gathered in Pennybottom's office, and he says, it's the Star Team. Thank you. Oh, Shelly's looking kind of tiny. Let me.
Oh. He looks like a Cyclops.
What, Shelly? Yeah, he's a little creepy. The realistic turtle look is a little bit unsettling. All right, so Pennybottom just sort of start. Pennybottom has the habit of sort of. He likes to hear himself talk, so he's going on about how you guys have just been really knocking out of the park lately, and that the CDC would really like to compensate you for your hard work and for all the value that you bring to the church, and they really would like to do some sort of bonus, but it's just not in the budget this year, and they didn't get any budget for increases, merit increases, and he says, well, I've kicked something up to the board to see if I can get something out of cycle, but I'm just not really sure if we're going to be able to make it happen. I filled out all the paperwork, but we'll just have to see what the board's decision is. And he just goes on and on about it for way longer than it needs to. This could have been an email, and he's just waxing eloquent. And right as he's about to go off on another tangent and start, talking about how you really need to bring in some new blood, you hear the receptionist outside of Penny Bottom's office say, "Hey, you can't go in there. What's?" And somebody bursts in through the door.
Ah,
And you see somebody who I definitely prepared a portrait for.
Ahead of time, not this moment.
oh, you didn't get the Robert Downey Jr. with the green hands.
Oh no, I forgot the hands.
Well, I mean, I did it. I redid it with the hands.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I'll
just grabbed
grab
the
that
wrong
one later.
It'll be okay
Um,
for now.
It's so funny.
All right, I had this guy, and he's disappeared. Let me find him. All right, sorry.
Oh,
I promise I prepped for this session.
I got it.
Here he is.
Whoa.
So you see a good sized guy dressed like a city guard. I know this is not a very clean outline here, but I was in a hurry when I did it.
It's killing me, Russ. You're gonna have to send these through me.
we're not social distancing. I'm not comfortable with this scenario.
Wait.
Hey, as part of the
I'm gonna go sit up on the shelves.
I went and ordered a mask with my picture on it.
I'm sure as members of the CDC, we're getting tested daily, right?
daily.
So this gentleman burst in, and
Pretty easy to test Penny Bottom.
yeah, you can take a swab with your bare hands with
You
that
can just
guy.
look.
You can just reach up there. Just excuse me, let me.
Have you guys seen the Luke getting the lightsaber up his nose from Darth Vader? If simulating the coronavirus test. That junk is hilarious. I'll try to find it tonight sometime.
All right, so this gentleman bursts in the door, and he looks like he has been dragged behind a horse
Oh,
for miles. I mean, he's covered in like twigs and dirt, and he looks like he hasn't slept in days. He's got a big bruise on one side of his face. He's got dried blood on his clothes. I mean, he looks like a wreck. And he's
through Microsoft Paint.
yeah, he's got snow falling off of his clothes. He kind of bursts in and he's breathing hard. He catches his breath and he says, "Is this the CDC? Are you the CDC?"
Do you have an appointment?
Sorry, that's 3 doors down.
This is the wrong place.
A look comes over his face. He's just like, "Can somebody please help me find the CDC? I have to get to them as quickly as I can."
Name says this CDC.
Oh, thank you. I thought this other guy said it wasn't. He
He's
says,
stupid.
he says, my name is Fulson. I need your help. My town needs your help. If we don't stop this dragon, he'll come back tonight, and I don't think anybody in Hartsville will survive.
Does your dragon have a disease?
Is he a
says-
disease dragon?
He kind of looks at you and said, how did you know that?
That's from the other CDC, the Church of Dragon Containment.
No, I was about to say. Name looks at him and says, "This CDC."
You got
He
confused.
says,
You just reverted back to your last answer.
He
Go on with your dragon story.
he says, I'm the captain of the Hartsville City Watch, and last night, just as it was getting dark, our town was attacked by a dragon that lives nearby. It hadn't bothered us before. In fact, it had gotten the local goblinoid bands under its claw, and we hadn't been getting nearly as much raids. Things were more peaceful than they had been for years, but last night it just tore into the town. It killed half the guard before it left, and it told me that unless I brought tribute and brought it a full CDC team before the next day at 8 p.m., he would destroy the rest of the town.
What a jerk.
He mentioned us by name? CDC?
Yes, very specifically.
Interesting.
That's the only way I knew how to get to this place. He drew a map in the ground and everything.
Wow. Very helpful,
so-
dragon.
Very
Very helpful dragon, but Pelinor's going to walk forward. It's like, I think there may be some confusion. He's going to pull out a form. He's going to sign it, write it, fill it out. It's like, okay, so you're looking for the Dragon Division. They are indeed 3 hallways down. You're going to want to talk to Steven. Here is the form. Here's a letter of recommendation. I stamp it and say, here. They'll take care of you.
Oh, thank you very much. And he walks out, and a different party does this adventure.
All right, guys. See you
All
next
right,
week.
pack it up.
See you next week.
Can I be Steven?
Dude, you just pulled a Far Cry, Alex.
I know, I couldn't resist. It's one of those things where it's like, but it's what Pelennor would do. It's like, we don't deal with dragons.
So wrong.
We can
Get
all
outta
role
here.
play-
Listen,
we can
listen.
all
Okay,
role
so
play the other team.
Yinron will kind of hold him off because he's very interested in dragons. He's only met one once, and he came off as rude, so the dragon flew away. He'll stop him and go, there hasn't been a wormling infestation in 15 years. Those guys are way out of practice. I think I'll look over at Penny Bottom. I think you should send us.
Dad,
No.
Dr. Butter wants to know if this is Rocket League.
No, Rocket League is 3 doors down.
I was about to say, Name looks at Pelennor and says, Pelennor stupid. Dragon Division all dead from friggin' woe.
And he's sitting there thinking, it's like, oh,
He while
Name,
you guys
for
are
once, I think you're right.
while you guys are cracking and making discussing this,
Kraken
This guy literally just passes out on the floor.
collapses. Yeah, nice.
So
I mean, he's out cold. He's
Okay,
Name
I wanna
goes
do
to
hands
tend
of
to him
healing
as a
on him.
cleric.
I was like,
Well,
anybody gonna
yeah.
jump on
I'm gonna
CPR?
cast detect disease first.
Nah, Name ain't worried about no
We're already
disease.
infected.
You do find some traces of disease. It is arcane in nature. It's nothing like as
Mostly syphilis.
as virulent as it's all sexually transmitted. It's called rhiodolicitis. No, you do detect some traces of disease. In particular, there seems to be some pathogen on his clothes and kind of in his hair, like just sort of on his person. But he doesn't seem to be infected yet, at least.
Okay.
All right. I take all the clothes off, put them in the corner, light them on fire.
Light them on fire.
While filling out the paperwork.
While
So-
filling out the paperwork for the form so he can get some new clothes.
Reimburse some clothes.
So
There's also a fire
Yenron,
form.
yeah, there's an open flame in CDC premises form.
I do want to place my hands of heal or punch of healing on him.
Yeah, so you punch some wellness into this guy.
I'm gonna punch you in the
Um,
kidney. Do you consent?
I
Yeah,
cover him
consent-
with a sheet before he gets punched.
Dude, just gay.
So he's looking a lot better. He actually stirs a little bit and opens his eyes and seems extremely confused about what's going on. He says, "Where are my clothes? What's going on?"
You came in here rambling about a dragon, and we were about to go help you, and then you passed out. Rude.
He says, "I'm so sorry.
Also, why are you naked?
I just asked that question."
Oh,
Yeah, you took all your clothes off and set them on fire.
Yeah, your
golden
clothes
gentleman is
were
lighting
on infected.
fire.
They had to
With
be
a
dealt with.
He looks at Pelennor and says, "Infected." He
Yes.
says, "The dragon did
Sneeze
breathe
on you.
a cloud on some of the guardsmen, and they died of some horrible pustules erupting from their body. I hope it didn't have anything to do with that."
So Pelennor looks
not.
at Yinron and slaps him on the shoulders like, "Well, Yinron, looks like you got your wish. This is now under our purview."
Excellent. Time to go punch a dragon. All right, so
go
did I
ahead.
ever get my clothes yet?
From
Black
the
Tailor?
Black Tailor.
I was
I
like, so
think
you're naked too. This guy.
I don't think it's been long enough for y'all to have done that.
Okay.
That takes time. Can you explain or describe the pustules you were speaking of?
He says, "Well, when the dragon came to town, it landed on top of the courthouse, and I'm sorry, I'm very tired. I rode all night to get here.
Rolled all night.
Yeah." He says when the dragon got to town, he landed on the top of the courthouse and announced himself as Valternax the Wise, and then started slaughtering the guardsmen that responded. The dragon was covered in these boils or lumps of some kind, and when he breathed his dragon breath on the guardsmen, they immediately started writhing on the ground and just had these huge erupting boils pop up all over their bodies, and they died in agony.
Disease breath.
What did you do with the bodies of these guardsmen?
We put some of them in our water supply and then put the rest of them in the local tavern. No, he says we
That's not smart. Name say that not smart.
we burned them, as is our custom.
That's good.
Yep.
Please, we must get someone to help Hartsvale before 8 p.m. tomorrow. And then he thinks for a moment. No, tonight. We must hurry, please. Please.
Name says we go. Yes.
And you
I'm
knew
trying
this
to get some
dragon
of you guys.
before.
I,
or you
I,
said
I
you,
feel like I usually overtake too much of the conversation, so I'm
No,
trying
you're
to
good.
you
Name
were
says let's
familiar
go.
with this dragon. Did the dragon
don't-
have the pustules before, or you haven't seen him?
He says the dragon moved into some sort of outpost or facility up in the mountains, about half a day's travel away, about 3 months ago. We haven't seen him up close since then, only flying in the distance.
Okay.
When he says that, Pennybottom pipes up. He's been kind of quiet this whole time. He says, an outpost in the mountains near Hartsvale? Is this near the Cliffs of Insanity by any chance? And the guardsman says, yes, it is. And Pennybottom says, oh, we certainly need to send a CDC team now. That was a CDC outpost that was manned by a small team of disease researchers. That was one of our forward posts.
I
What
see
are we
where
waiting
you're going.
for? Let's go.
See what's happening here.
Big man's telling us to go.
Let's do it. How long till we get there?
Go ahead.
I'll say I'll reach out for the Hercules handshake, and I say, we're on the case.
Name says which direction you say your town is.
He says it's a day's travel north at a normal pace. I made it here in maybe 6 hours. I don't know how you could possibly make it in time unless you had some way to teleport there.
We have teleport.
Oh well, that's awfully convenient for the plot.
It may only take us to friggin' Woe Place, though. Not sure.
Oh, Tom.
We might have to look through
Still
20
cracking
rooms,
jokes.
but we'll find it eventually.
Yeah, we'll just walk in and out of teleporters until we get there.
Penny Bottom says there was a teleport station in the basement of inn in a nearby village. We tried to keep it discreet. We don't like to advertise our capabilities, but you should be able to get there pretty quickly.
Name says, let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. So as you're kind of making your preparations, Folsom
Wax my shell today.
Folsom still looks like something the cat dragged in. I mean, he looks rough, obviously exhausted. He says he hasn't slept in
Take him to the
a
infirmary.
full day at least. So before he collapses again, Penny Bottom calls in some orderlies or nursing staff, whatever, to take him somewhere to rest.
How many forms do we need to fill out for that?
There's so many forms. Penny Bottom says, "Don't worry about the paperwork. I'll have my secretary do it."
Name says, if I heal him, we still need paperwork.
Well, then you have to do the healing requisitions.
Never mind.
More paperwork.
Do you have any other questions you want to ask him before he's carted off?
Why did you decide to go with the Elsa haircut? What brought about that decision?
He says, "Can't you just let it go?"
Now that's what we
do need a dad
the
emote.
dad joke emote.
I've traveled for hours into the unknown to reach you, and all you have is jokes.
You got his jokes.
I can hear you, but I won't.
All right, so just to clarify, Dragon, Pustules, breathed on Guardsman, died pretty quickly, and then
Well, being Pelennor will be okay.
did anyone else get sick afterwards, like later? I mean, we found the pathogen on him, kind of, but he's
He doesn't know.
doesn't know he left
because he
after that.
left pretty quickly afterwards. But it didn't seem to infect him, even though there was some trace of it on his clothing.
Okay. Seems like we just need to go check the situation out.
Yes, agreed.
Seems like we need to move the plot forward.
Okay. So he says, one more thing. Try and make sure you don't get lost in the woods.
Name say, which house yours? I want to burn it down.
That's okay. If we get lost and hear anything, we'll just shout, "Show yourselves!"
I'm trying to think of something to do with in summer, and I can't get it.
Mhm.
Okay, we do need a dad joke emote badly.
Hey, speaking of like games like that, someone said Skyrim, when guards say they took an arrow to the knee, it just means they got married. It's kind of like our equivalent of the old ball and chain.
Oh, nice. I just took an arrow to the knee.
Yep. Means you got married.
Nice. I like that. Did y'all see the
All right.
Discord real quick before we move on?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I put it in there.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That one got me good.
All right, we traveling.
All right, so he's carted off to the infirmary, and you guys are left to make whatever preparations you need. You are on a bit of a clock. He says that if Volternex doesn't get what he wants before 8 p.m. today, then he will destroy the rest of the town. At least
It's
that's
already 8:50, so we're screwed, right?
Ooh.
It depends on the time zone.
Well, you had a breakfast meeting with Penny Bottom, so it's about 10 a.m.
And his demands were that a CDC team be there, right?
Yes, and he also requested tribute.
Oh.
Any treasure, and then also any treasure the town had, and also able-bodied men to serve as his.
Look, social interaction with us is treasure.
So either this is a
Militia.
trap,
we are the treasure.
either this is a trap, probably, or he wants us there to cure him because he knows he's sick.
I think we don't need to speculate yet.
But we can.
Let's go.
Because then we could affect our decision making later. If you want this dragon to be good, you're gonna let stuff slide that he does that you probably shouldn't.
Just want to punch him, Yenron.
Shh.
I think this guy's the dragon. Plot twist. He's the dragon in disguise.
Let's
Pull the
talk
mask
you
off.
talk.
Yeah,
was the
he
dragon
turned
all
himself
along.
into a human and punched himself in the face just to lure us out there.
Alex, nobody's tried to do him yet. It couldn't be a dragon in one of my campaigns.
That's
That's
true.
right. That's right.
true.
That's okay. Give Name a few seconds, enough drinking, and all of a sudden he'll
Hey.
look real pretty.
Hey, it's not always my character that's doing these things, okay?
Not
Yeah.
always.
All right, so the CDC has the teleportation technology. Penny Bottom fills in the authorization form and tells you to take it down to transport and have it stamped and copied and fax the copy to him, and you can be on your way.
Name goes up.
You've got to fax it. He will not accept it via email.
Do we remember the fax number?
In the new Paper Mario, the teleportation in between areas is a fax machine.
Oh, really? Oh, because they're
That's
paper.
pretty
That's nice. That's nice.
Mario just hops in and then
Well done.
Wait, is that an existential crisis? Is it the same Mario each
I
time?
thought the
Is he
same
broken
thing. It's
down
kinda
into
like
data?
the Star
Is
Trek,
it
like-
the teleporter Star Trek thing all over again?
do you
is.
destroy the original and create a new,
I mean-
or does it?
Because it's a new piece of paper if he's getting
It totally
faxed.
is. It's a
It's
copy.
one of those. It's one of those fax machines that's also got like a diamond cut shredder.
His soul just is sent into the new paper.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought about that, Alex.
That's like the Prestige. You never know if you're the one going into the shredder or coming out the other side.
Right.
That's a good movie.
It is.
Spoilers.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Just kidding. That movie's
It's
so
like
old.
20 years old.
Yeah, it's
Not
like
quite.
spoiling Final Fantasy VII. It just
Mm.
too bad, so sad.
Cloud dies. Spoilers.
Oh.
Boom, done.
Whoa!
Oops.
I didn't even know
At
that.
least he died in my game. I lost plenty of battles. He died. Oh my God.
No, he just went unconscious.
Dumbledore dies.
Only people stabbed by Sephiroth's sword actually die.
Ah,
Because Phoenix Downs
okay.
don't work. If
It's
you
got to
get
be through the
stabbed.
back too.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Phoenix
I always
Downs.
forget about that.
You know rogues.
All right. So you guys go through the teleporter. There's no mishaps.
For once.
Nothing goes poorly. It seems like the maintenance team has actually been doing their jobs this time. And you're brought out in sort of a sub basement kind of area of the village inn. You come up out of the cellar, and you get a few weird looks from people that are in the inn that see you coming out of the basement. You know, they've never seen you before, but the place seems unusually empty for the inn of a good sized village like Hartsvale. Particularly since it's by the time you get all the forms filled out and get down there, it's probably 1 o'clock. It's lunchtime, and there's maybe 2 people and the guy behind the counter in this place.
All right. So we went upstairs.
You went up into the main room out of
The main room. Okay.
out of the cellar. I assume, unless you guys want to hang out in the basement.
Well, I
That's
just
your
wanted to
prerogative. This is-
glance around.
So
This-
last
this
time
is-
I was in the basement of an inn, I made a
Alright,
crime
so
syndicate out of it.
I was just gonna see if there was like a CDC cache of anything, supplies or anything noticeable.
Roll
Who's in charge
investigation.
this time? Yinron or
I was
Pelennor?
about to say we haven't established
Chain of command.
who's in charge.
We're
so-
co-managers.
Pelennor doesn't care.
Yeah, I
Could
was
be
gonna say.
decent
Oh
investigation.
yeah,
But
what
Yinron,
happened?
Yinron kind of does. He wants to follow in the footsteps of.
Okay, we didn't.
Mantel.
We didn't like really hash out Pelennor taking his leave of absence, and then now he's back.
Yeah, I'm just back.
Have you?
I'm not talking about it.
He's
I
not
just don't
That's
care.
why you've been so
Okay.
quiet.
not
That's
talking
why
about
you
it,
don't
doesn't
care. He's still hurt by Penny Bottom. That's why he was
All right.
quiet the whole
He was
time.
not
See, I
talking.
was
in
waiting
there.
to let Alex like do some of the stuff, and I was like, well,
I did notice you weren't saying as much, but he was talking about his forms.
okay.
That's all.
Well, maybe
so
Yinron will
Yinron-
notice that, and maybe he'll try to fill that gap, fill that void.
No. Name notices nothing.
Not well. Name finds some office supplies. There's a thing of sticky notes that's down to like the last quarter of the little pack. There's a stapler with no staples.
So stupid.
My stapler?
There's
You took my
there's
stapler.
there's no staples in it though. There's no, you can't find any staples anywhere, no matter where you look.
No staples.
Hey, if
um,
you can find one that's already bent on the ground, you might can unfold it and put it in there.
Name
So this
spends
is-
20
this
minutes
is-
trying to do this.
Okay, while Name's scouring the basement, can I get a sandwich upstairs from the barkeep?
Yeah, he says, I don't think I've ever seen your face around here. I feel like I'd remember that.
The slug turtle.
What kind of?
What would a turtle eat? Would it just be
what
an
kind of-
LT sandwich?
I was about
Yeah.
to say, what kind of sandwich would you like?
I eat normal food.
Well,
Normal
turtles are
food.
usually meat eaters. It's tortoises that I think are generally vegetarian.
Would
I'm
you
an
like some-
omnivore.
Would you like a fish sandwich? I think we've got some trout.
Sure, sounds delicious.
Do you have
Oh.
pizza with anchovies?
Let me
Got
ask
some-
you this: Do
We
you?
got some turtle soup.
No.
Oops.
This is... okay. Careful there, buddy.
Cannibalism rife within the
Does
turtle
the-
community.
Is there by chance still an open CDC tab?
He looks around for a second. And he says, "No, those guys are never good for it. We closed that tab like 2 years ago, and they stopped coming down here because
Yeah, you probably didn't fill out all the right paperwork.
they wanted me to fill out they wanted me to fill out on invoices in triplicate. I sent the invoices in. It would take me 3 quarters to get any kind of payment, and it would always be less than I invoiced. No, you can pay up front or you don't eat. No
You
offense or
lucky-
anything. I'm glad you're here. Obviously, I don't have a whole lot of business, but yeah, we're not giving credit to CDC anymore.
You lucky son of a bartender. You didn't even know what you had. That was a beautiful day's work.
Not all in paperwork. All right. Do I
yes,
have any? Do I have any money?
I'm sure.
Some money.
I'm sure you do.
I feel certain that you do.
All right.
Yeah, we
Pulls
can
a
pay
handful
you-
of
we
shells
can
out
pay
of his
you and we
pocket
get,
and sprinkles them out.
I'll pay whatever
Provision.
double the sandwich costs. I'll give him double to make up for past CDC. I mean, that's not going to make up for all of it, obviously, but it's a gesture.
He's grateful, and he doesn't seem to have any you. He just was so he's just like, I was just so fed up with all the bureaucracy, and I couldn't get anybody. I couldn't get in touch with anybody to get paid. I don't work on spec anymore. But yeah, he takes your money very gratefully, and he puts 3 extra pieces of lettuce on your sandwich,
Nice.
and
Wow, a whole 2 calories.
and actually brings it out to you. He
No,
said,
it's iceberg. It's 0.
yeah.
But somehow it's
Uh,
5 if you get the footlong from Subway.
He said, and he when he sent your
calories.
Did you notice that? If it's a 6-inch sub, the iceberg lettuce is 0 calories. But if it's a foot long, it's 5 calories. How does
That's
this math
hilarious.
work? It's always bugged me.
Well, they're not required to report it if it's
Yeah,
under a
if
certain
it's
amount.
below a certain amount,
Oh.
you're allowed to say 0.
That's stupid. Because that's bonkers. I was always like, this doesn't make any
So
sense.
two make it a fact, Dave. We both thought the same thing.
lettuce is actually like radioactive elements. If you get enough of it together in one place, it'll go critical and explode.
Explodes. Yeah.
Exponential calories.
I believe that.
Well, at least that's what that's at least what Russ's colon believes with romaine.
Yeah, that is completely true. IBS is no joke.
I was about to say if it's all in the same spot in the wrong place, it will explode.
Yeah.
So, but Pelennor does walk up and he's like, just for my own knowledge, was the final total of the tab?
He says it was 4 gold pieces and 2 copper.
That's it.
That
He
didn't
throws
come,
him.
that didn't
he's
come
like-
down very much.
He's like, well, whatever. It's just one more mess from the CDC to clean up. Here, 4 gold, 2 copper, and here's an extra gold for the trouble.
He seems really grateful. He says, "Oh, thank you so much. You're not like anybody else I've dealt with at the CDC. Usually they just try to give you the runaround. They say, well, that's actually this department over here, and then the guy over there tells you it's somebody else. It's a nightmare. I don't have anybody for this bartender, so
That's fine.
Yo, Marky.
I was about to do the same thing.
this is now a kaiju campaign.
I literally was doing the same thing as soon as you did that.
I just wanted something to look at.
It's like me monster.
As he puts his plate down, he says, "You folks hear about the dragon? I didn't think you usually did dragons."
This one's sick.
Well, we heard he was spitting hot disease on people, so it fell under our jurisdiction.
He says, okay, that's what all the fuss at the
Plus, the worm crew came down with the friggin' woe, and it didn't turn out too well.
Didn't turn out too well.
Yeah, he says, so that's what all the fuss was down at the guard headquarters. I was wondering what was going on. He says, well, I hope you folks are able to do something, because right now all my business seems to be packing up and leaving town.
You should too. If we don't get it done by 8 o'clock, y'all are all dead.
Well, we haven't lost a teammate in 2 months, so our track record's pretty good.
I've never lost a fight against a dragon that I haven't fought.
Yep.
He says I couldn't possibly leave here. All my money's tied up in this inn, and I'd have to start all over if I went somewhere else. Might as well just kill me now if that's how it's going to be.
I instantly put my hand on Name's shoulder.
Name says, Name good with knots. Where's this money?
I thought you were about to literally bash his head in.
No.
He
He said his money's tied up in the inn.
It takes
Yeah,
him 2 or 3 minutes for that to sink in, and he just kind of tilts his head and looks at Pelennor like, "This guy, whoa! Where did you find this guy?"
Pellennor's like, he's just nodding, and he goes, but in all seriousness, if we're not back here by, I'd say, around 9:30 or 10 o'clock, you will either be dead or you're running. So take it what you will. I can't make you do anything, but good sir, if you don't see us again, just run. But honestly, maybe if you see him, maybe just run anyway.
That's too late if you see him. I apologize on the behalf of Name. I go, but he hits hard and he heals harder, so he's a good one.
He says, "Well, it seems like we're probably in good hands. Thank you for the warning. I'll try and spread the word. Seems like most folks have already heard about the deadline. But I hope you folks can do something for us."
We'll sure enough try.
He says, "You folks know where you're going. I've catered up there at that CDC place a couple of times. I can draw you a map if you need it."
Can you do us one even better? Here's a torch, and just show us the way.
There's a torch and a long pole.
Would you happen to have a friend that goes by the name Meat Shield?
Meat,
Torchy.
comma shield.
Or at least that will be his operative name for this endeavor.
Are you asking that seriously?
No, it was mostly a joke for Torchy and Meat Shield.
Name says, I trade you map for stapler. And I puts a stapler on the counter.
Name,
He looks at you. He says, "Thank you so much." This means a lot to me. You seem like a really nice man.
Thank you. You too.
He kind of gives you some rough instructions and draws a crude map of how to get up toward the Cliffs of Insanity where the facility is.
Cliffs of Insanity.
I'll take it.
Why is this called? the
Name
Cliffs of
says,
Insanity?
no, Yinron, my trade. I take the map.
Can I hold on to it for you?
I say, I'll ask for help if I need it.
Okay.
He says, before you go, since you all have been so nice, I've been hearing rumors. I hear things as a innkeeper. I've been hearing rumors about the woods on the way to the cliffs. Folks say they're calmer than normal. Used to be we'd get hobgoblin raids or goblin war parties sometimes, and there hadn't been any of that. But folks say it just creeps them out. They see weird lights or think they're seeing things, but mostly they just feel like the animals are watching them. They say birds or foxes or squirrels will sit unnaturally still and just stare at them as they go by. It's real eerie.
I'll mention sometimes bandits set up in the woods and they create all sorts of traps to keep the locals and the law enforcement away. I'm sure that's all it is. And then I kind of look over at Pelennor and with big rounded eyes.
What kind of trap is a weird squirt? Okay, whatever you say, Mr.
Hey.
CDC.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't go anywhere where I heard there were crazy squirrels.
He said you make a good point.
That's right, I do.
Now
All
I'm
right,
making
gentlemen, let's head that direction.
Okay.
I'll kind of walk up to Pelennor, kind of noticing that he's been more reserved, and Yinron will kind of, I guess, try to delve a little bit and say, "Is everything going all right? How was your time off?"
It was off. I'd rather not discuss it right now, but if you really feel like we need to,
Well, I mean, we're walking.
if you
and,
feel like if you feel like the mission is in jeopardy, then you are within your rights to declare and initiate this discussion. I cannot withhold that from
Give me
you.
the clipboard.
So are you invoking
Give me
are
the
you invoking
clipboard.
the third regulation?
yes.
So Name and I
You
are
see
just
right
kind of
through
walking
me.
a few paces back.
Yes. I ask you for a bite of your sandwich.
Sandwich good.
You like fish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Me
So
or-
while
you
we're
break it in
walking, I
half and
figured
give them some?
now's as good a time as ever. I know you see right through my plan. I tried to bring it on carefully, but you're too smart. So let's get on with it. What's got you preoccupied, and is it going to affect the mission?
I don't believe it'll affect the mission. I will always operate under any of my restrictions or requirements. But let's just say I'm not as gung-ho with Penny Bottom and the CDC as a whole as I once was in a younger day. But I am no chaotic buffoon. I will never shirk any of my responsibilities until I can lay those responsibilities aside as they should be when the time is done.
Well, I place a hand on or places a hand on Pellennor's shoulder and says, "But if not for Pennybottom, what about a friend?"
A friend.
I go for the Hercules handshake.
Slaps together. As again, I'll always defend your back. As long as I'm here, I will make sure that nothing else happens to you or Gideon, wherever he is.
He's got caught pooping.
But
Oh yeah, where is Gideon? Are we gonna say he's
Name
like
says,
he's under
someone
his
mentioned
one
pothole?
his biannual teaching of younger initiates. But anyway, I say I knew that was the case, Pelennor, but I just needed to hear you say it, so we're all good.
Yeah, Gideon had to get his continuing ed hour in. The deadline is next week, and he hasn't gotten any, or next month, and he hasn't done any. So he's going to be doing seminars back to back for the next 2-3 weeks.
Excellent.
All right. The Barkeeper's map leads you deeper and deeper into the Hartsvale Forest, and the signs of civilization start to fade away. There are no more farms. You're pretty deep into the woods now. I've already made the Frozen reference once. I'm not going to do it again. And pretty soon, you start noticing what the Barkeeper had described. Small animals starting to act really strangely. You'll see birds sort of following your progress, flying from branch to branch, but otherwise being completely still and sort of just staring at you. Squirrels and rabbits and mice and that sort of thing sort of keeping pace with you as you travel and staring you down unblinking.
Has any of us, as a team that's fought off mythical stuff for years and years and years, has any of us encountered a spell or anything that would possibly be used to inhabit animals to use for scouting or anything like that?
Check.
Feel free to make an Arcana or History check.
Do it.
I'm pretty terrible at both of those. So while everybody else was trying to remember that, what happens when I walk up to one of them? That's why.
They will if you start to approach them. They won't let you touch them. They'll flee. They'll run away. They're obviously not like total zombies. At some point their instincts kick in and they run away.
All right, Yinron got a 22. Does he remember anything in a book he read?
Yeah. So you have
Better than mine.
Yeah, you have read about chromatic dragons that have the ability to do things like this, to use animals as scouts, to spy through their eyes and ears, and that dragons in general, at least the higher dragons and older dragons, are sometimes very effective spellcasters as well. So there are different ways that a dragon could do something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so in particular, you read about a green dragon named
Puff.
Pause lickety sploosh.
Yeah.
Mary Jane.
You read about a green dragon named Verslexia.
What's that?
Dyslexia. No, Verslexia. Verslexia. I did not name this, so you can't give it a bad nickname.
All right. Very sexy.
Name.
So yeah, you remember reading about this very old green dragon that liked to use this tactic.
I'll kind of give everybody the heads up. I'm like, I believe I read once a book that had to be maybe hundreds of years old about a green dragon named Hypoxia that used to control creatures and use them to scout the woods or whatever Russ just said.
Ponos
You
looks at it
read-
like, oh.
You read that in a book?
Yeah, I like to read a lot.
Okay.
Let's see.
So-
Yeah, I've got probably the highest intelligence in the party besides besides
Probably Gideon.
It may be higher than Gideon's. Gideon's got pretty good intelligence, but it's not his highest stat.
and then this is my researcher trait.
Yeah.
So Yinron used to be a sage and a researcher, before he ever became a monk, and he gets really into anything that he reads. And he was especially taken by this book on the monastic traditions and some of their martial arts, and he actually taught himself to become a monk. So I don't know if you were here for that, Dave.
Dope.
So that's in my backstory.
So Pelennor looks at Yenron's like, okay, that's very interesting. So then that means we just need to be forward here. So Pelennor walks up to one of the little flocks of birds or animals, and what was the dragon's name?
Very sexy.
Very sexy. Yeah.
No, that was the green dragon. The dragon we're supposed to be going to.
Oh,
Valternax.
Okay, it also started with a V.
Valternax.
So he walks up and is like,
Valtrex.
Valternax, I know that you're listening or watching, or you will hear this message. So let us know or I will let you know if you do anything to harm this village, you will die today. We come to bring you what you've asked for, but you need to live up to your end of the bargain. So we are coming. Do not do anything stupid. No ghoster.
Dang it.
What? What?
Oh my goodness.
What?
Dave
Oh.
put Valtrex in the Twitch chat
It's a medication.
for herpes
herpes.
Well, among other viral
and shingles and that sort of stuff.
things.
Yeah. I was wondering. I was like, I didn't think anything I said was that
I was
funny.
about to say, Alex, did you just trigger the end of the
Yeah,
campaign?
that's what I thought. I was like,
I
you
know, I
triggered
was
the
like-
dragon, and Russ didn't have it prepared.
Here he comes over the trees.
I cannot utter any name of any NPC without somebody giving it some stupid nickname. I have
That's
never.
what we do, Russ.
Yeah. That's why. Why did you think I just stopped? I mean, I just named my guys. I was like, I'm gonna give them dumb names. You give them insane names, you know it's gonna happen. So
I
Look,
didn't. I didn't
even,
name
I
any
even give
of
my own
these.
people dumb names. It's gonna happen.
all right. So he just says, "Don't do anything stupid. We're coming. Please be patient. I think we should be there in time. Now go tell your master this message." And he.
And maybe
Force
have
the-
some
the
sandwiches
animal
ready.
I was about to say, Name wants snacks.
After about a 2.5 second delay, you hear a bizarre, unearthly roar come from the direction of the mountain, and you see this sort of like puff of this kind of brownish smoke go up, up like drift up into the air.
A fart cloud. Is that the noise that echoes through the mountains?
All right.
Russ with a straight face.
Man.
I'm immune. I'm immune to fart jokes now.
Oh, man.
I've got three kids.
Why would you want to be immune
I'm
to
not.
fart
It
jokes?
still
They're like
cracks
some of
me
the
up.
best jokes. I mean, come on.
Amelia
He
will
knew
come
what he
to
was
us and she'll
doing.
go like, knock, knock.
They
and
were
we're like-
created to be hilarious.
We're like, who's there? And then she'll go, toots. And she'll just laugh.
Oh.
oh man.
Oh, that's a good one.
The other day, Michael was pooping, and his stuff came out of his butt, like basically like really big logs. And so Hannah was like, "Man, that looked like a torpedo came out of your bottom, Michael." I said, "No, but I peed too. It was like a poopipo."
Oh man, that's just the purest, best
The
stuff.
burger's 4, and he came up with that like
People.
that.
I wish I'd came up with that. I'm so
I
jealous.
know. It was so good. I was like, that kid's gonna be funny.
The next generation is going to be okay.
Yep. Oh, man.
All right, sorry to derail with poop jokes, Russ. But
Nope,
that's going to happen
that's
at least
okay.
once.
Look,
So we had a. And then,
I am more than used to
Once a
my
session.
sessions being derailed by poop jokes.
You
Um,
did play with Robert for a while, so
that's it. That's. There's no other response. You don't see a dragon flying in over that sound, and that's all.
okay.
Is that the direction
Um,
we're headed, though, where we saw
yes.
that fart cloud? Okay.
Very much so.
All right, well, let's...
You gonna press on?
I think you
It's
pushed
send
some
up the
buttons
fart
there,
signal.
Pellinor. Let's head on. Hopefully that'll
Let's
give
go.
us an advantage.
Name
Alright.
keeps pressing his luck, guessing which direction is correct using the map.
Make a. Everybody, give me your passive perception. Actually, passive
Well.
insight. Insight.
Oh.
Mm,
Oh.
18.
what's
18.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's the thing that he
12.
gave me.
mine's 16.
So wait, what? How do you see passive?
It's just
what's your-
10 plus this modifier.
It's senses, Dave.
Oh.
Underneath your saving throws, it'll say passive perception, passive investigation, passive.
Oh, senses. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and the passive is always, again, it's always just a 10
Well, mine
plus
is a 10.
your mod. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So Name in particular,
Mine's 10 on everything.
and how this is going to filter out from Name's brain, I don't know. We'll have to see. But Name in particular notices maybe you've been around places where dragons live, or you've encountered a dragon before. Doesn't sound exactly like a normal dragon were to you. There's something about the tone or the timbre that sounds a little wild, a little, maybe like it's in pain or really angry or something
crapper?
along those lines. Yeah, really straining to get a big one out, get that plug out.
Mm-hmm. Name says, "Dragons sound like Name did last time he ate Taco Bell."
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, we were forced to relocate for 3 days. No, man. Everyone remembers that.
Name apologized.
All right, so if you guys continue on, you guys want to continue on? I'm assuming.
Yes.
So as you come out from the trees, kind of toward the base of the cliffs, so you see the cliffs ahead. There's a sheer cliff wall that just rises straight up ahead of you. It's about 60 feet tall where you are, and is even taller in some places to either side. And right in front of you is a large cave entrance, probably 40 feet wide, with big stone doors set up. There's obviously been a lot of traffic in and out. Like there's a beaten path through the entryway, and there's some large stones scattered around the cave entrance, meant to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
This is the best picture I could find. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's pretty close. So pretend there's some large boulders to either side of that. And from behind one of the stones, you suddenly
How
see
I
a,
get through Puny Cave.
this just like last date I went on.
No.
Do you need our characters out there or no?
If you want. Can y'all resize them?
No.
Nope.
I'm just doing this little
I
dash.
actually meant to do the other one. How do you get rid of
I
them?
got no feet.
I got no feet to hold me down. All right. So from behind one of the boulders, you see a stick slowly poke up, and tied to the stick is a strip of white cloth. And you see it waving back and forth. And in kind of heavily accented broken common, you hear a squeaky voice shouting the word "Parlay, parlay, parlay, parlay."
I mean, they're more like guidelines. Do we really have to follow this, Pellinor?
I mean, we're not pirates.
Name says, "I think they want to parlay."
All right, I'm gonna walk up slowly and peek around and see what's there. What do I see?
You see
Oh, a
A
kobold.
message from the king. A message from the king.
you see this guy. So you see an elderly kobold, probably 2.5 feet tall, carrying this white flag in one hand, a burning torch in the other hand, and he's kind of squinting in the daylight. Kobolds don't like bright daylight. And he's wearing robes, but they kind of bulge out in a weird way, like he's actually like 3 kobolds stacked on top of each other or something. Like Like it's just he's either got a weird body or there's something going on with this robe.
He's trying to smuggle snacks into the movie.
And he's
theater.
kind of just waddling toward the party. Obviously, really afraid. Obviously, very uncomfortable.
All right, if
with
he's not going to start
the
walking
situation.
towards us, I tell him to halt. We're with the CDC. We've been summoned. Who goes there?
Do we have badges? Throw a short badge.
Yeah, I'll hold up my CDC badge.
I'm certain that you do, and if you didn't, I'm sure Pellinor made some.
Like right here where my like little ninja stars are, I have a badge on. One of
Yeah, they're crocheted right now, so don't
Mine's
get
in
them
the
wet.
middle of my belt, and I can just take it off, clip it. It's magnetized.
I want one of those retractable.
Yep.
Like a badge.
He says, "My name is Raznark. I am a messenger of Velternax. Kind of. He didn't really give me the job or anything. What are you doing here? What do you want?"
I just told you, Fart Tracks. We were summoned by Voltranax. We're with the CDC.
He says, "Summoned?"
He's expecting us.
Yeah, we have an appointment. He is expecting us.
He says, "Oh, that doesn't sound like Volternax. He tells us not to let anybody in."
Look, if you don't let us in, then that giant man with no legs is going to squish you.
Listen here,
Well,
boy.
whether or not you weren't told of our appointment does not escape the fact that we were summoned by him. So we're just going to walk on in and have a chat with him. And I start kind of moving that direction.
He says, wait. He says, "My people guard the caves. They've been told no intruder shall be suffered to live." He says, "We don't have many fighters, only eggs. Please don't go through the kobold tunnels. You look like very beefy men. I don't want my kin to die."
Well, do you want to give it walk through us and give us safe passage
Or a gang sign that we can throw up.
Or another route.
or paperwork? You have a certificate of passage?
He says, "I'm sure they wouldn't listen to me. They would just assume that you were threatening me or mind controlling me or whatever other things the heroes always do when they come to fight the dragon."
So Pellinor does step forward, and he places his hand firmly on the hilt of his sword at his side, as he is. It's perfect with this, and he goes, "Listen, I just have one question for you. Are you inhibiting the operations of a sanctioned CDC strike force?"
He says, "I'm not sure what most of those words mean, but if you could please find another way, I don't want my people to die."
Well, you've lived here for forever, clearly. You should know of an alternate path, hopefully one that's even faster. I suggest if you don't want us traipsing through your home, you give us the coordinates to an alternate path.
He says, "There are some stairs up the cliff face, about 6 hours walk that way.
6 hours.
Or the tunnels behind me. Otherwise, it's just on top of the cliffs there." As he's saying these things, he's sort of shuffling, inching towards you. Who's in front?
Yunron.
Make a perception check.
I guess since Pellinor stepped up, we'd probably be side by side at this point.
Okay,
That's
both of you
that's
make
a
a
balance.
perception check.
Not exactly something you want me to be doing, but oh, hey, maybe so.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Pellinor, you notice that this kobold is soaked. He is sopping wet. He is extremely damp. And his robes are just practically dripping. So not only are they all weird and bulgy, but they're just super wet. And and whatever his skin is also wet, his scales are, and there's a little bit of a sheen to whatever is on his skin.
And
Do you
do I notice him moving towards me?
Oh yeah, he's still sort of trying to move toward the party.
He's gonna explode.
He's like, I'll offer you one chance, sir. Stay where you are. If you move one step closer, I will strike you down for inhibiting our operations. I have sanctioned to do so. I have the writ by the CDC and the government.
The king.
Move and guide us, or die where you stand.
He says, I do not fear to die for the scaled one. All I wish is for my my eggs, my people to live. And he starts to inch closer and closer. He's about
Pull my sword out.
25 feet away at this point.
I whisper to Pelennor, get him.
I transform into a frog head. Light my sword of flame and strike him from where I stand.
You do what? What was the first thing you did?
I transform into my frog head, so now I get the extra reach, and so now I don't even have to move,
Mhm.
and so I just unsheath the sword and slash at him with a single motion.
What's the range on that?
15.
Yeah, I get 15 extra feet.
All right, he is about 25 feet away still.
Okay, well, I mean, I can step forward, I assume.
Okay.
Take one step forward.
So everybody roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Look, he messed with the wrong party. We're neutral. Our objective comes first.
Oh, we don't have tokens out, so hold on.
I do.
You do.
Mine is hidden behind my guy.
Of course, I rolled a 2.
Roll the poopy.
I'm within range of Pelennor, though.
Yep, don't forget to give yourself the 3.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. Kyle, with your 2.1.
2.1.
All right, let me see.
Plus 5.2. Had to show up my dirty 20.
He looks so friendly in his picture.
Can y'all see that initiative roll I just did?
6.15.
Okay.
I don't see it in the tracker.
No, I forgot I don't have a token out for him.
Token. He's just a picture.
He's a picture.
I need a third monitor. Whew. When we do D&D.
I need a
OBS, Roll 20 and Beyond 20.
I need a energy coffee.
Yeah, me too, man.
I had to drink. I was poor out from everything I did this weekend. I had to have some today for sure.
I don't know how you're doing that, Dave. I'd be asleep already.
What?
All right, so
Ah,
I'm gonna say that you do manage to surprise him, Pelennor. So you do get an action in this round.
I think a tongue
Then-
flicking a sword at you would be surprising.
Yes,
Transforming to a
I don't.
frog.
I don't see how he could have seen that coming.
Yeah, so that'd be the next step. Now I need another token and another portrait with a frog head.
I'm on it.
For the transformation, yeah.
I can send you the cutout of that armor if you need it, Justin.
No, I mean, I've already. I can just remove his head easy.
It was a rare Diet Dr. Butter sighting.
I rolled a 20 to attack.
Ooh,
Ooh.
all right, that'll do it. That'll hit.
Justice.
All right, so it is going to do 12 plus 9 plus 17, so 29.
Choke on that, baby.
Let me see. That doesn't seem right. That can't be the right number of hit points.
Exactly
You did.
29.
You did.
No, it's way less than that. Hang on.
2.9.
He's got 29,000 hit points.
69.
Nope, that's right.
69, dudes.
All right, so you just obliterate him. I mean, you basically open him up from belly up, just gore
Oh.
everywhere.
What movie am I thinking of where it's like a whip and it's like whoosh, it like whips and cuts him in half. Oh man, that's the scene that I'm imagining. Oh, I know what it is. It's Men in Black. It's Men in Black 2, the tentacle chick when she like whoosh, whips the dude and he literally folds in half.
Yes.
I don't know that one. All right. So when you kill him,
When I
He-
kill him, oh boy.
you killed him good.
But that's not what you ever want to hear as a player. When you kill him,
So you stepped up to about 15 feet, to within about 15 feet of him.
it's 20 feet.
Yin, he was at 25, and you had to get within 15 to hit him.
Well, no, it
Right.
adds 15. I have a 5-foot reach whenever you make an attack,
Okay.
and then I get 15 extras. So I
But
only have
you
to be within
are-
20.
20 feet away. Okay.
Yes.
Yinron, I think, is outside that. So he obviously drops that torch as he's falling, crumpling to the ground, dying.
Was he a
Make a-
kamikaze?
Make a dexterity check.
He was
Or a save, a dex save.
bomb, man.
Yeah, this isn't going to go well
Eleanor?
for me.
Called
It's
it.
good knowing you, Pellinor.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that torch, he falls onto the ground, and the torch falls on top of him, and he just immediately ignites,
He was glistening.
and
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right
and the jugs of
I was about to say-
flammable oil that he was carrying inside
Underneath.
his robes explode, and the nails and bits of sharp metal that he was carrying in his pockets
What a jerk.
fly outward in a cloud of shrapnel.
What a
That was
jerk.
a little suicide bomber.
Pellinor takes 15 piercing damage,
Oh, we killing him
and-
egg now.
15 fire damage.
Yep. Well,
I'm down to 70.
down to 70. Yeah, if I see an egg, I'm going to punt it.
Name says, "Stupid human should have seen coming."
Did you know
You
that was
didn't
gonna
say
happen,
anything.
What?
Do what?
I said, did you know that was going to happen, Name?
I called it whenever he said he was dripping.
Yeah,
No,
no,
not
he got
Kyle,
it exactly
Name.
right.
Name, he probably did. I mean, he knew something was up. He didn't know.
Oh, yeah,
Kyle.
we all knew that was going to happen. But,
Name's pretty insightful.
I was hoping 20 feet. I was hoping 20 feet
That's
was
why
going to
you
be
went
enough to
frog.
keep me out of the
That's why-
danger
yeah,
zone.
that's why-
but-
20 feet is exactly the radius that blast has.
Oh, come on.
I mean, it's in the
Yeah,
thing.
no. I'm just saying that would be my luck.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Paladins, they don't believe in ranged attacks. That's as ranged as I get.
It's
And
not
it's because of
ranged.
a weird frog
It's not ranged
mutation
if your
from a
sword's still
Gonzo
attached to you.
adventure. Go ahead. Sorry, Keith.
All right. So you guys, you guys solved the kobold suicide bomber puzzle.
We solved it with Pellinor's face.
One encounter down.
Hey, at least he
Hey.
didn't do it in the cave where, like, it could crumple and then block our path.
That would have been smart. I'll think about that next time.
Sorry. Sorry, team.
All right. So what are you guys going to do? You going to move through the tunnels
At this
into the
point,
caves?
I mean, if that's the fastest
We know
way,
there are
right?
more kobolds waiting for us in the caves, possibly more suicide bombers. Do we want to risk
How
the
about
cave, or
say-
do we want to go to the two alternate paths he told us?
Well, he said the stairs take 6 hours.
Yeah, but the climb might not be too bad if we have enough athletic people amongst us. We could probably make the climb and get over pretty
Well, I
quick.
know Yinron can make the
A
climb.
strong
no
suit.
problem.
Yeah, and you know from the barkeeper's description and what Resnark said that the path on back to the CDC outpost is on top of the cliffs. So the tunnels lead through the cliffs, through the mountains up to the top. So if you can get up there, you can avoid the tunnels if you want.
All right. So Yinron looks at the 3 beefcakes and goes, "You guys up for a climb, or are we gonna run through this gauntlet?"
Either of those are my strong suits, so I'll let you guys decide. I can climb and I can fight.
I mean, suicide bombers are not my thing. So, because we need torches to see when we're in. I mean, I don't, but some of you guys do. So,
Or are you gonna?
I may vote climb.
I mean, I can light the flaming sword and hold it
Yeah,
aloft,
we
but
both
I
have flaming
mean,
swords actually. So yeah.
I don't know how well that will end.
Well, mine's radiant. Mine's not fire.
That's fair.
All right, so I pull out, or Yinron pulls out his lightsaber, turns it on, and walks through the cave.
I will say, if you're concerned about me about this messing up the adventure, either of these paths is a
Part of
possible intended path. You're not gonna screw me up if
Well,
you.
I'm kind of worried about
Whatever you
Pelennor.
do.
His mind is preoccupied. Plus, he can't even beat DDR on easy mode. So
Yeah.
and I
Probably
don't want to embarrass him or have him hurt anymore. So
All right.
His strong
So you're choosing not to climb because of that?
Correct.
Gotcha.
I mean,
That's
if your
Yinron's.
dexterity was 9, then you'd probably have troubles with DDR.
Well, he didn't say that out loud. He thought all of that to himself.
This is a perfect map.
Yeah. Remember, Russ, I turned on my sword. I should be able to see. It's not dark for us.
Hey, there's Raznark. He's on the initiative.
Raznark.
Lost
Lost Russ.
Raznark the
lost
Quiet.
our GM.
Oh, I'm listening.
There he is.
Hey,
Nope.
did I lose you?
You're back.
You're back.
You
No,
did.
we lost you.
You're back.
Okay.
We don't see anything.
All right. Yep. I got a.
So I'm right about here.
You're right about here. I can't see nothing. There we go.
All right. You guys put yourselves right in this ish area.
Look at that!
Wrong thing.
It did it small. It snapped to the grid.
Yeah, it snaps to the grid.
That's cool. That's funny. It doesn't.
Oh, there
Okay.
you go, Alex. Thank you. I was looking, but I got distracted.
One of y'all.
He
Go get me
showed
some water.
Dave the Hercules handshake.
Hmm.
Yeah, me and Alex have been doing that since college.
Was Dave like? I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Well, it's just what he kept seeing. But honestly,
Oh.
I kind of agree with him. It's like we need something that's a hybrid of those two images together to really give it its due.
Well, that's kind of the in between. That is the lead up to the
there's
hug. So we start with the
find
Hercules
it.
handshake. We go to the arm wrestling hand, and then we come in for the hug. What was the name of that movie again? I can't remember.
Which one? From
The
the
arm
one I
wrestling movie that's from.
Roadhouse?
No,
Over the Top.
Over the Top. Thanks.
Over the Top, but is that from Over the Top though?
Is it not?
I thought that was
I thought-
Or
Rocky.
Last
thought that
Action
was-
Hero? I don't remember.
I'm confused now.
It's Couple
Over
of
the
sweaty
top
man arms.
is the Sylvester Stallone arm
Yeah, I
wrestling.
thought
That's
that
Arnold's
GIF
arm.
was from Predator, but maybe I'm
Yeah,
misremembering.
That's
oh,
from
okay,
Predator.
it's from Predator. Okay, you're right.
That's Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers.
Because like I recognize that arm, but I was like, that's not Stallone.
Put that in some boiling water, and you got a soup.
I was gonna say the same thing. You got a stew, baby.
All right. Do me a favor, and the guys who have dark vision or who are carrying light sources, add an aura to yourselves for how far you're able to see.
Oh, okay.
Let me make sure. I don't think I have dark vision.
I'm not lighting my sword. I learned from fire. Not good.
Yeah, I was say I have a fire sword, but should I light it?
I'm voting no on my end.
Where would you see dark vision at? Under characteristics?
It'd be in senses.
Senses. Oh, I actually do have 60-foot dark vision. I forgot. I'm a
You're an elf.
an Eladrin. But I know some of you aren't, so I'll still have my sword out.
Yeah, so if you select your character, your token, and click the little edit icon, the little gear, you can have. There's a couple of things for auras.
You can have two.
So just put the number of feet out that you can see, and that'll help me know how far to reveal.
Okay, so it's 15 of light, another 15 of dim light. So you just want to do 30,
Who's the really big aura? Who's the really big aura?
60 dark vision.
and then I got
That's the
60
dark
dark
vision.
vision.
Okay.
So, under my senses, it shows my 10 passive.
You probably
If it,
don't.
if it
You're-
doesn't say anything, then you probably just.
Yeah, but like below customize, it basically just describes everything. But so I don't.
So for mine, it was under features and traits, all the way at the bottom. There were some racial traits.
Okay, so the red Russ is my sword, and then outside of that, the green is my actual
Dark vision.
So I
Okay.
guess use the red for people who don't have vision.
Yeah, so the folks that don't have dark vision, y'all can see out to the end of your dark vision folks can see.
Yeah, I can't.
Your
I
own
can't. I don't
aura.
have dark vision. I can hold my breath for an hour though.
Well, that good thing there's all this water in this cave.
All right, so yeah, there are no light. Obviously, you come in here. There's no torches. There's no light sources. There's no convenient glowing fungi or sort of lambent moss on the wall. It is very dark.
Water, please.
And obviously gets darker the further into the cavern that you go. You guys being seasoned adventurers, CDC operatives, you know that kobolds have very good dark vision, and so they likely don't need any kind of light source down here. So there's not likely to be anything for you to see by. As you walk in, you come into a room that is obviously has been open to the element at some times. It's kind of the entryway, and there are a couple of wooden doors at the far end of the room. You smell sort of that sort of stale, stagnant cave air that you're probably very familiar with, mixed with a smell of unwashed lizard body odor, which I don't really have any concept of what that smells like, but I suspect it
Smells
Have
like
you ever had
collard.
a snake terrarium?
I have not.
Have you ever been around a snake terrarium?
I don't remember a smell if I did.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
So
How long until a convenient take 5 for me to move to a different room?
this would probably be the time before
Okay.
we get into this
Okay.
area. So
I just got to move out of the bedroom so Hannah can
Yeah.
go to bed.
do it now.
Do it
So-
now!
Take 5.
Do it.
Yeah, we don't want to keep her up.
You tell Hannah that I said goodnight. Is that a noose?
Oh, guys, we're being. No wonder we're not getting many viewers tonight. We're Felicia Day is playing Dungeons and Dragons right now.
Oh, I just started following her the other day.
I didn't even know she had a Twitch.
I didn't until just like I said, a day or two ago. I saw she was playing Fall Guys.
Mm-hmm. She is from Alabama.
I
I
didn't know
watch
that.
her instead of our stream. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, go into her chat and start spamming Golden. No, don't do that. It's terrible.
No, that's bad form.
Yes, I know. I knew you would know I was joking, but I wanted to make sure if there were any strangers here, they knew I was joking.
The guild cast plays D&D. Oh,
Oh, cool.
that's what the description says. Part 4 of 4.
Never
That's
did
cool.
finish that show.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
I
that's
did.
cool.
I liked it a lot. It was on. What was it on? I think it was on Netflix like years ago.
Yeah, I watched it on Netflix.
Yeah.
A long time ago. It was like after it had already all. They did it as like a web series or event.
Yeah, they did. So it was like each episode was like 10 minutes long. Hey, is the stream coming through in good quality for you, Dave?
Earlier when I checked, I could hear everyone.
How
I
about
mean,
the visual?
oh, visual looks.
Video
fine.
looks good to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's just when I switch tabs, it goes to like a lower res version, and when I click back, it doesn't fix itself. So I was making sure it was just
No, look-
you know.
It looks good.
Okay, great. Friggin' whoa!
I don't know the friggin' woe thing.
There's a so when Tom did his campaign, his disease was called frigid woe, and like I always do, I just botched the name, and then someone else morphed it into friggin' woe.
Yeah, I intend to go back and watch all the other ones, but I just have I've been so busy.
You're missing out, man. There's a lot of empty rooms in that.
I mean, I've heard about that.
I don't know if Kyle can hear, but I have plans. I have plans for some empty rooms later.
Let me get some more water. Let me get some more water while he's gone.
Our AC is acting up again. It's hot.
We just had ours replaced not too long ago, so our bill has been so low. It's been so nice.
We replaced the AC in the other house less than a year after we moved out.
Oh yeah,
Or yet
so-
less than a year before we moved out.
Oh well, we had to replace the one in our Montgomery house 2 years after we moved out, so we had to do that, and then a year and a half later we had to change the one here. So
I'm starting to think we're going to have to replace the one here. We have a home warranty through American Home Shield,
mhm.
TM. And I really would like for them to pay for it if we have to replace it.
What they'll probably do is part it to death.
Yeah.
And it's so you're still not going to get, a solid fix. You're still not going to have it work better. You're still not going to get the lower energy cost.
Well, and you have to pay a service charge every time they send somebody out.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think we'd just be better off going ahead and replacing it. But
Yeah, our bill went from like in the
I'd
200s,
rather not.
like the mid 200s, because I like to keep it pretty cold because I'm fat and I can't breathe, to like 150 a month, I think. So our bill, and it keeps the house cooler, like it doesn't struggle as much. Like used to when it got like in the 90s outside, it would creep up to like 76, 78 degrees in the house. Now it normally doesn't go over 70, and I keep it at 68. If it's stupid hot outside. But if it stays like below, like in the 80s and below, it keeps the house at 68.
During the day, is what you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, he keeps his cold, man.
Like at night, we put ours down to like 70, but not during the day.
Well, I keep it that we used to keep it at like 70, 72, but this room up here is so hot. So I like started keeping it at 68, and then I just got used to it, and then the kids got used to it, so we just keep it there now.
Now in the winter, I basically just don't put the heater on unless it like has to be. So our house is like 60, high
Well, up
60.
here in the Georgia mountains, I would lose my toes in
Oh yeah,
February.
here in Florida, I can just literally not run the heater except for
Most of the
a
time.
week out of the year.
Mhm.
I'm always cold here. Jenny and Charlie like it cold, but since I was here by myself for the weekend doing painting and I had the windows and stuff on, I just had the windows open. The air was on like 77, 78. I was just chilling out. It was great.
I've always thought, Alex, I've always thought that you and I really probably should switch houses because I get so hot. And Rachel's like, I turn it down to like 72, and Rachel's like, don't you think it's a little cold? And I'm like, woman, it's like 73 degrees in here.
See, I look at Alyssa,
Yeah,
and if
I'm
she starts
boiling.
complaining, I'm like, you can always put more clothes on and put blankets on. I can only take so many clothes off. And then that still doesn't do the trick. So.
I can't get less fat.
Yeah.
At least
Start
not
peeling
today.
Skin off.
Yeah, it's a slow
Well, that's
process.
the thing. Like I do like it cool, but I also like it.
Cheap.
I like it. No, I actually don't care that much about it. I like it appropriate for the season. Like if it's summer and I'm wearing t-shirt and shorts, I don't want to be free. I don't want to go from like outside and come inside and be like, oh my gosh, it's cold. I want it to be comfortable. But in the winter when I'm wearing pants and a sweater, I also don't want to be hot inside, so I like it cold inside.
So our house
Listen.
is somewhat new, so we've got like the double paned windows that have like the vacuum in between, and plus with the new system, it's just the
There's
cost.
little vacuum cleaners in between your windows.
Yeah, there's tiny vacuum cleaners that suck out all the air.
I did not notice that when I came to visit.
Just
Listen, if I could live,
quiet.
if I could live in a cave in the Arctic Circle for the rest of my life, I would. Do
I
it.
remember rooming with you, Russ, and this is before they redid the dorms. You would get so ill when it was hot because literally between us and the outside was that like thin piece of metal and
Oh,
the
yeah,
window
it's like-
and the door.
It was like sheet aluminum.
Yeah,
That
it was
was it.
sheet metal, and there were holes in it from where they had put like old air conditioning units and who
Yeah.
knows what. So
You had a
when it
hole
was
between
like when it was like 30 degrees outside, it was 30 degrees in that room.
Inside, yep.
Yeah, Russ would get
And-
so ill some days.
And that would be fine, except they would run the heat,
Right.
and the dorm had one heating unit,
oh, so
and
like
you could kind of control whether the fan blew, but hot air would still leak out,
Mhm.
and so it would be fall, and they would start running it, but it would be 80 degrees outside, and the heat would still be going because the dorm supervisor didn't control the heat. Somebody somewhere else did, and they didn't have any idea what temperature it was.
I hate
It made
buildings
me
that
so
have one
pissy.
setting for someone who's not there because
Yeah.
spring and fall are the worst for me. When it's 20 degrees outside, yeah, you need the heat on. But in stinking Alabama, when it's 20 degrees at night, it still gets all the way back up to 85 in the day. And it would kill me. I could not breathe some days.
Yeah.
Some of the schools are like that too.
I'm pretty sure I called Ferris Austin more than once, being like, "You have got to do something about the temperature in this dorm." And you know me, I did not like to call people or talk to authority figures or anything, but I wasn't going to put up with that mess. All right, let's get this back on track.
Yep.
Um,
sorry for to derail.
No
It's kind of
problem.
nice to have a little mental reset too.
Yeah, it helps me. All right, so entering into the cave, you find yourselves in a small stone room with a dirt floor. To your right and to your left, you can see in the light of the sunblade, you can see some very small, maybe 1.5 feet in diameter, like really small. That even a kobold would need to really squeeze to get through. And
Small
that's
hole, you
it's-
said?
yeah, on either side of the room, here and here. You
Well,
may
that's
not be able
useless
to.
information.
You may not be able. I don't know that they show up on the map, but they're there.
Is it snakes?
Ahead of you, there's a door, a closed wooden door, but it's unbarred and it's halfway open, so it's clearly not locked. And if you kind of peek around the edge of the door, down the hallway. Those of you with vision can see that the hallway goes down for a little ways and then intersects in a T with another hallway, and then continues on. Above the door, there is a sign in what looks like Draconic, and then below that, somebody has graffitied the sign in Goblin. Do any of you guys speak either of those languages?
I speak Draconic
Nice.
and read it. I was looking at languages. Draconic. What do you know? I picked it.
So the sign is above this door here, and it says the trap room.
The trap.
Trap room.
Yes.
I was wondering which we were going to meet first. I was wondering if we were going to meet the dragon or the dungeon first, but I guess we true to form, we met the dungeon first.
In the dungeon.
Do any of you speak Goblin or read Goblin?
Orc, but that's a close cousin, but it's not the same.
You think that it says bar this way.
Name immediately goes to wherever that sign is telling him to go.
It's through this door.
Oh,
It's like-
that kind of bar. I got you.
Pelennor, Name, where are you going? That's the trap room.
No, it says bar this way.
Oh, so it's a bar named the trap room? Okay, I mean, I guess that's fitting.
They play SoundCloud rap. All right.
Name pushes it open the rest of the way to look.
I
Okay.
was about
Yeah,
to
you
sit
just
down
see a wide hallway that goes off as far as you're able to see. You can see the intersection in here. I guess I need to reveal that to you, don't I?
Yes, I don't see anything. This doesn't look suspicious at all.
And you can see some, at least right in front of you. What's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 22.
Yeah, so you can really easily pick out some fairly obvious traps. They're not even really all that. There's not really that much of an attempt to hide them. They're spaced.
I mean, the sign said trap room.
They're spaced every 5 to 10 feet down this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see the first thing you can see is like 10 feet in front of you. There is a tripwire,
Mm-hmm.
and you see some holes off to the side. Where's my list? That probably fire some sort of projectile. There is what is obviously covering a pit, cover for a pit trap. Next, then some pressure plates, and then some threads, like some thin rope hanging down from the ceiling. You're not sure what that's about.
Okay.
Name, you need to pull like a Cathra Zeta Jones through all the
Yunron will
traps.
ask Name, what do your orc eyes see?
I say, Name see dumb traps blocking way to bar.
Name, do you think you can guide us through these traps?
Oh, no worries. And he pulls out his hammer and he reaches with it and pushes on the tripwire with his hammer.
So it depresses. You hear a click, and you see some crossbow bolts fire out of the holes and kind of across the way. When you let up with your hammer, you hear another click as it comes back to
Resets.
tension.
Okay. I push it again just for good measure.
More crossbow
Same thing.
bolts.
Okay.
And then you hear some scrambling behind the wall somewhere, and somebody cursing in Draconic. And then after a moment, you hear another click.
Pushes it again.
1 hour later.
Some crossbow bolts fire. You hear some more rustling.
Making these guys work.
Roll to see how many times he presses.
Oh,
Yinron is
Name.
in awe at what's happening. He's actually going to let this play out.
He rolled 16. He presses it 16 times.
16 times. He does. Name just watches-
After the first 4 or 5 times, the trap's not reloaded for a while.
Okay.
You can hear some rustling. You can hear some what are obviously some very colorful
Sounds like
language in Draconic.
Cursing and
Pelinor's ears.
in Draconic.
Yeah, Pelinor's ears are burning.
My mother would be ashamed of what I'm hearing.
Name says, "This one disarmed," and then
I don't know how you did it, but excellent work, and I'll pat him on the back.
So for this one,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's just 5 feet. There's an obvious wooden cover, a flimsy wooden cover,
Can
or
we
like a
just jump
trap door
over this
over
one?
a pit.
okay,
Jump over this one, Name. Right.
yeah, I say, I want to peek, and so I pick up the door and look what's under there.
Some sharpened stakes, about 10 feet down.
All right, I say, "Watch step." I jump over.
All right.
Wait, we're allowed to jump half our move.
Oh yeah,
right?
you can jump. Yeah, you can easily jump
Gotcha.
that 5 feet.
I can jump 5 feet, David.
Even me?
These are heroes.
Even
Well, yeah,
Pelennor,
Yours is
I
9.
jump the wrong way.
I could jump 5 feet if I needed to.
Yeah, Russ.
I know Pelennor could. And then right here, I think you probably see them on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Are some pressure plates. Again, not particularly even. There's really not even much of an attempt to hide them.
Yeah.
They're just there.
So Nami again reaches out with his hammer and depresses one.
This one, a spear shoots out of the side and then retracts.
Pushes
Wow,
it
Nate,
again.
You've really
He's gonna
done
do
this
this one
before, haven't
18
you?
times.
18 times this time.
Well,
No, I just pushed it 2 or 3 to see if it just repeats the
Yeah.
same. It doesn't seem like this one requires people to operate. So I'm going to say I'm going to push this one instead.
Same thing. Spears out of the
All
out of the
spears.
wall.
All right. So I say, unless you want to be skewer, step over. And I gingerly walk around the pressure plate. All right. Name looks at these ropes that are hanging.
Yeah, so that's just so you know it's there. There's we'll say half a dozen, 10 thin threads hanging down from the ceiling.
How far off the floor are they?
I'd say they're chest to shoulder height.
Okay, so if we just duck under them, we should be fine.
I mean, first Name just reaches out from a distance with his hammer and just touches one of them to see what happens.
All right, so
It sticks to the hammer. There's obviously some kind of adhesive or something on it. What do you do when you see that?
I immediately chuck the hammer away from me to make it explode at a point somewhere up here.
To make the hammer explode?
Yeah, it's a power that my weapon has. I can chuck it and make it explode. I can only do it once a day, but Name wouldn't think ahead.
How big is the explosion?
I gotta check. I wanted to huck it far enough. I think it's only
pretty
50.
big. 'Cause he did it last session.
Name!
Let's
Pretty
see.
big.
It does
campaign
20,
is
20 foot
over.
radius.
we
20
all
foot?
did.
Yeah.
It sets off a chain reaction of traps.
Okay,
Like,
so
like which have
when
never
you
been seen.
when you throw the hammer, you hear some kind of you hear something tip over on like a beam a good ways above you,
Mm-hmm.
and a trough of oil
Oh,
just comes gushing down from above you. Everybody make a dex save.
Name.
Name 3 for 4.
Make the dex
Do not
save
complain.
with advantage.
Oh.
Because you did throw it away from yourself and you're not standing in the kind of worst part of the splash zone.
Oh, okay, guys. I don't know why. Occasionally, maybe it's my business analyst background and all the testing that I've done, but I can't help but fiddle on stuff. But if you right click on one of the options, it gives you an advantage disadvantage option.
No way. On the character sheet?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh,
but
is
it
this on
didn't,
D&D Beyond?
yeah, but it didn't send it to the character sheet for some reason.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I see that.
Oh, is it only for the sheet roll? The little dice thing?
Wait, on D&D Beyond?
Yeah, okay,
if
never
you
mind.
hover over something and the B
I
pops up,
I
Right
spoke
click
too
it.
soon.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
but
just for the...
Yeah,
they have
that's
the
just for
dice roller
sheet.
thing on the sheet now.
But it should be sending it because it even has the formula 2d20 KH1 plus 3. That's the exact roll 20 formula.
I rolled a 20.
So,
I don't see it. I wrote a
All right.
14 out of 3.
That one
all right,
doesn't-
never mind. Disregard. I'm an idiot.
I did get an 18 though with advantage.
Okay.
I got a 14.
All right, look at that. We all saved.
So 14. What's Pelinor's? 19? Okay, that's good.
Yep.
So, Shelly does not quite avoid
Hold your breath.
the oil. So he gets kind of the front of him up to his waist gets covered in oil. Everybody else just maybe gets a couple drops on their feet.
Ame.
But and you threw it like over here.
Yeah, like I wanted to far enough away, like so that the 20.
Well, it's a 20-foot radius, so it does catch all of this oil on. So there's not a trap there anymore, but now everything's on fire right there.
And I'm covered in oil.
Just the front side of you. Nami
And
says
you- And you critted on your dexterity save?
by accident. That was when I was just messing around with what
Oh,
Alex
I
was saying. Yeah.
I Misty Step on the other side of it.
Let's see. I'm sure I got something here.
Anybody got a bottle of water?
Take your pants off.
I don't wear clothes. Just a shell, baby.
So, it would stone skin make fire not harm me?
I don't know.
I mean, it just gives resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, so probably not.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
That's what it specifically says, but it just seems like if your skin is like stone, should be.
All right, so when Yinron Misty steps into the hallway, you suddenly hear a lot of activity, and let me reveal some of this area for you.
The fire have a
Well, we can see really well now, Name.
Yeah, lots of fire.
And I guess you guys can see further down this hallway too.
Take a chance on me.
Okay, so while Russ is doing that, okay, so I figured it out. If you hold shift if you put your cursor over the save or the check, if you hold shift, it'll do advantage. If you hit control, it'll do disadvantage.
Control.
Nice. Now that one
Oh
did.
yeah. If you hold control, a little green plus sign comes up.
Mhm. That's cool.
Oh, and a
So-
control. Yeah, mine
Boom.
is
Oh,
There
I
you go.
wasted a 20.
a baller.
So you guys hear a few things. You hear the doors at the ends of all of these hallways
Never what you want.
suddenly open.
Question: passing through fire, is that like an attack on your AC, or is it just like a?
I'd say it'd probably be a saving throw of some kind.
Dex.
Shelly, if you want, you can just go in your shell and I'll toss you over the fire.
Well, before y'all start problem solving, let me describe what's about to happen.
okay.
Also, are any of the other traps consumed by my explosion? Like, because it seems like it should have probably caught maybe the first row of each of the other sets of traps in the hallways, the pressure plates.
You threw it like right here.
It would have been like 20. So if this is the edge of the 20 feet down here, 5, 10, 15, 20 would be like this center right here. So 5, 10, 15, 20 would actually get up to here.
Roll a d20 twice.
D20 twice. I'm just going to do it over here. D20, 2 of them. Wow.
So an 11 and a 1.
Yep. That's
So-
111. That's not bad.
We're going to say
That's not how it works, dog.
that's not it. Okay, so this, I'll just mark it on here. This pressure plate, dang it, that's not what I wanted to do. Whatever. This pressure plate
Dang
and
it.
this pressure plate are destroyed, and the tripwire is not affected.
Okay.
All right.
So you guys hear all these doors suddenly slam open, and you hear kind of a clattering sound like wooden wheels. And let me drop these guys out.
Drop them out. Drop the beat.
Well, about to turn my noxious poop gas on.
How flammable is that?
It's not.
You also hear like a clattering sound coming from behind you from the room you left. You remember there was kind of a pile of garbage in the room, kind of a pile of rocks and random crap.
Hey, Pellinor, write in your notes. Name is, despite what he has told us, he is not good at traps.
He almost had me there for a little
I'm
while.
at a 4.
They were
that
also
down
cold, they were also
in his,
cold traps, so it was like, you know,
Put that down in his performance review.
a coin flip is eventually going to land on tails. So,
Fair.
Hey, that hole was too small. He can't come out of there.
Let's say that he could. The hole,
they're
the
the
hole
ones
is
resetting the traps.
the hole is bigger than that in the original map, but it was hard to maneuver these map tiles. I posted in the Discord that it took me like 3 hours to get the tiles to work right in this map, and I got so fed up with it that I ended up just hand drawing the next map because I was so irritated with the Roll20 interface.
I'm just sad we won't get to a classic Russ hand-drawn map tonight. Missed those.
Depends on how well you do here.
Oh, I won't make it a whole lot longer. It's 11:20.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
This is kind of where I was planning on ending it anyway, unless y'all bypassed this room. All right, so you hear these kobolds all wheeling these ballista
All that.
Oh, it's gonna
into
be
the
fun.
rooms and sort of slamming these doors open as you kind of approach the middle of this room. And let's roll initiative.
I want to keep my initiative from the last one.
Initiative. Click on my guy.
Hold on, let me clear it first before y'all.
Nice, Alex.
It's gone.
I'm putting it back because I get +3.
Oh yeah, I got 20.
Now it's only a 10-foot, so I think you're outside of it.
I'm too far. You're right. 17's still not bad. I'm not mad at that. Take a chance on me.
Yeah, 10 feet.
All right, sorry. Initiative.
Oh no!
Wow.
1 is the loneliest number.
Well, there's another one there.
I didn't click myself, so I need to. I need to roll it again and then update it to 4.
Okay, now I would like everybody to make a wisdom save.
How about strength?
You can do.
28 will work.
Kyle!
I don't know what to tell you.
All right,
Throw
so
that dice out the window and get it
He,
home.
he rolled a 1 and still got a higher save than me.
so
Me too!
Pelennor is not surprised. The rest of you are, and will not be participating in this surprise round.
Name is always surprised whenever he fails to disarm a trap.
All right, so is there anything that's not revealed on the map? Oh, I need to reveal this back room.
Trying to lean into my character a little more tonight than I have been in recent weeks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this ballista
All
is
right.
trouble.
Do what?
This ballista are going to be trouble.
Nah, you're going to take care of him for us.
All right, Pelennor, go.
So, the fire. What am I going to do about the fire? I'm just going to walk through the fire.
In the flames.
Through the flames.
So what happens?
So you did not have any of the oil on you, so just
Yeah, I was going to say...
5 damage.
Damage. I was going to
Okay.
say earlier, when you talked about pushing me through with my shell, depending on what kind of save it is, that could be good or bad. Well, I gain in my shell.
That would probably be a con save at that point, because you're definitely not dexing your way out of that.
Well, so my in my shell, I have a bonus to AC and I have a bonus to strength and con saves, but I obviously have disadvantage on dex saves because
I mean, I think that's a viable-ish option. I think you would, if you saved successfully at a con save, you'd take half damage because your shell.
yeah, I have
You took
advantage
the
on
worst of it.
strength and con saves in my shell. But someone, I guess, has to push me.
I'm still here. If you want to wait for me.
Y'all are not in
part of
this
this.
surprise round anyway. So
All
right.
Get to act, and so I wanted to make sure I was in range. So it's 90 feet. Step up to here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, I'm within range. And so I'm going to target the kobold here.
Mhm.
That is by the ballista. And I am going to cast... They can't be too powerful, so I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb.
Ooh.
okay, is that an attack?
It is an attack spell.
Okay, let me better describe the ballista. So these are the kind of like field ballista that you would see that have like a kind of a wooden barrier that the bolt sticks out of, that kind of give the operator some cover. Kind of like those mounted machine guns, pillboxes in World War II, you know. Like it's got a little bit of a shield on the front. Now you could still hit it; it's not full cover. I can't. How does half cover? Is it disadvantage or minus
I don't
2?
remember. It's been so long.
We'll hit the I and type it in.
Let's see. We don't ever have ranged combatants in our.
No.
Not really.
All right. Cover. Half cover has a +2 bonus to AC and Dex saving throws. 3/4 cover is +5 bonus to AC and Dex. They are 3/4 cover. And total cover can't be attacked or targeted. So we're going to call this This is a large piece of furniture, a narrow tree trunk creature. I would say half cover seems fair.
Cover.
I only rolled a 12.
No.
Let
I
me.
kind of want to make a ranged character.
Pew pew.
Well, that's what my character.
It does
in
not
our,
hit.
All right, that's all I got.
Okay.
Actually, I guess I can move the rest of my movement. So that was 5, 10, and I'll go ahead and start going 15, 20, and I'll stay right here because I'm not sure what all this looks like. So that's in my turn.
All right. All right. So none of you guys were in the prize round.
No, we were super surprised.
All right. So you see pop out from cover a little kobold with like a big pack on his back and some goggles on, and he's holding a flask.
Oh
And
no.
He chucks that flask down the hall.
Oh no.
Covered in oil.
Let's see. So this is going to be explosive flask, and we're going to put it at a 60-foot range. We're going to just put it right on top of Yenron.
Okay, that's like the same as the fireball spell, right? Is it a dexterity save?
Hang on.
Explosive flash.
Yeah, dex
Okay, awesome.
save.
Then I get my bonuses. Neener,
15-foot radius.
And
So that catches-
Pelnor's in that as well.
I think it catches
And
everybody, doesn't it?
yeah, everybody's in it.
Baller.
And Shelly, I believe, will have disadvantage on
Because of the covered in oil.
because of the oil. Yeah.
Hey.
But my dexterity doesn't save me. Let's see. All right, dexterity. Let me do control.
Half damage.
Oh,
I take no damage.
I would have saved, but not for the disadvantage. Everybody's safe but me.
All right. So Shelly, you take 13, and then you actually take some additional because the oil ignites. So.
Mhm.
Oh, that's not how that works.
Oh,
So you take 22 fire damage. Everybody else takes 6.
I take
Except for
none.
Yenron. He takes no damage.
Oof.
Because he's a monkey monk.
Monker Monkey Monkston.
Whoop.
I say, is it hot in here or is it just me?
It's just not me.
And then this alchemist does the same thing.
Oh no, another save.
Did it burn all the oil off of me?
Yes, you're not covered in oil anymore.
Yeah.
Yay! No more extra damage. Oh no, Kyle!
That is like the fourth one.
Oh,
Got
my
him!
goodness. Dude, you're on track to get 4 20s.
It's gonna happen.
Nice. All right, Alex, make that deck save.
I didn't realize
I'll
that
have
was
to
it.
save
Am I
again.
in that
I
too?
finally failed.
Yep, everybody gets one.
Okay.
13.
All right, Shelly, that just hits it,
I'll
and
say that's the
Yenron
cutoff.
more than enough. Yenron.
He does a backflip.
So
and like,
Eleanor
throws
and Name take 22 fire damage, and Shelly and Yenron take 11.
the-
What a roll.
11.
All right, next the kobolds here that are operating the ballista.
Reading the ballista.
Pew pew.
So one of them has to operate the ballista. 2, 3, for, and the other one's just kind of part of the crew. So 3 of these guys are going to just try and hit you with their slings while their companions operate the ballista. One of them will have disadvantage because he's kind of peeking around from behind the cover of the ballista, trying to hit you. So here's the first 2. This guy's going to attack Yenron, this guy's going to attack Pelnor, and this guy up top will attack Yenron. So Yenron, Pelennor, and then with disadvantage, Yenron. I don't think any of those hit.
Double crit fail.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. That's
Advantage
At least
roll.
tell me he hit himself in the head.
What in the world?
Hit himself in the head.
That is terrible. How does that even happen?
At the risk of being the kid who tells the teacher we forgot to turn in our assignment, what about the ones down below us?
Oh, you're right. That one will come at that'll come at Shelly.
Oops.
No, that's fine, man. That's always appreciated.
Yeah, it's what needs to happen.
Goodness.
Son of
So you'll take
No
6
good
damage.
deed goes unpunished.
That's right.
Right.
6 damage got him.
This kobold right here, up here, he's got a sling, a traditional sling, not a slingshot, and he lets that sucker go when it's on the backswing, and that rock just shoots backwards and ricochets off the cavern wall and pelts his friend in the head. He takes 4 damage, and he looks pretty dazed, actually.
Do we hear more draconic cursing?
Oh yeah, it's you can actually smell Pelnor's ears singeing. And now the ballista operator. You hear in Draconic somebody say, "Fire!" So we're gonna have 1 attack on Yenron, 1 attack on Pelennor. What's the range on this thing? Let me see.
My circle is 60 feet, the green one, so that'll kind of help you measure.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's immense.
The range.
It's way bigger than this room. So we'll say 1 on Name and 1 on Shelly. 1 for everybody.
One for everybody.
The one on Name will be the back at the entrance, and the one on Shelly will be the long shot from the front.
I like how they coordinated without being so close.
Bring it on.
All right.
What are the odds?
So I'll go Yenron first. That's probably going to miss. Pelennor, 21.
Just misses.
Shelly? No. Name? No.
Matrix.
All right. So
Now,
none of them.
to get to use my deflect missile attack.
So all these ballista bolts come shooting out of these from every side, and they're dragging these heavy chains along behind them, just as they just sort of barely miss.
Yeah, I ducked my head into my shell, went over my head.
Come here.
Get over here.
All right, hang on just a second.
Now go to bed.
Go to bed. Take a chance on me.
Okay. All right. So you see the crew members. Did anybody take damage from those sling bolts? The sling.
David took
shots?
6.
All right. when he gets back, tell him to add that 6 back. I forgot they have to spend their action
Helping.
on the ballista. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Okay, I
to-
got it.
to get a faster reload. So you see the secondary crewmen. They're working together to reload these ballista, reeling the chain back in and then fitting the bolt back into place and cranking it back. They're very fast. They've obviously worked at this a lot.
Gotcha. Shouldn't they be a little bit tired though, since I ran them ragged, making them?
These are not the only kobolds in the.
Good try. Good try.
Pellinor, you are back up, and that is the end of the
This is
surprise round.
the regular round.
Yep.
That was one heck of a regular round. I mean, a surprise round.
I heard you.
So, with
I'll be here tomorrow.
seeing, do the traps that I see in front of me, do they look almost exactly or exactly like the ones we've already gone through?
I think
They are.
He's muted.
They're more or less.
You go to sleep.
Open.
Hey, David, you're not muted if you wanted to be. They are more or less the same. I think there
Well,
are a
can y'all hear
couple
me?
of slightly
Yeah.
different ones, but they're
was trying to
basically
tell
the same
good
thing.
night.
Same things.
So I guess what I'm trying to get is how tentatively should I tread through this? Can I just, is it like difficult terrain for me to get through here without tripping them since I've seen what they do before, or we're gonna have to engage with each trap to get towards the ballista, or since I know, can I just move?
I would say you would need to move slowly. Check. So I would say difficult terrain through each of the trap squares. If you want to avoid them without doing some kind of check.
And knowing me, I probably don't want to do a check. So, if that's the case, then I might be in more trouble than I realize, because those ballistas, yikesies. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, I believe is my 40 walking, and then 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh man, they're just out of reach. So then I'll just go ahead and 5, 10, make a dash action. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 movement, and get right up in front of her on that ballista.
Okay.
That's unfortunately all I got.
When you move into this room, you see that it looks like
see?
living quarters. This is room
Mhm.
3. Let me find the.
You see 100 kobolds.
Yeah, so it's living quarters. There's crude beds made out of straw. There's some like rusted out mining tools. There's a open latrine in one corner, table, half-eaten squirrel, and also a party of kobold, including. It's a good thing this isn't Gloomhaven, or all these people would take their turns right now.
Yeah.
Two more flask throwers.
Oh my goodness.
2 goblin alchemists, 2 goblins with heavy shields that look like they're made out of like dragon hide or scale or something like that, and then 1 goblin that clearly looks like he's in charge. He's the boss of the goblins. Dang it, he's got like a lot of elaborate, more elaborate clothing and like a headdress and all that kind of stuff.
Gentlemen, we might be screwed.
Mm,
Or at least I might.
Name apologizes.
We know you're sorry now. Apologize.
Name says sorry, apologize.
Okay,
Can y'all hear me now?
Close.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Sorry, I honestly did not think this was the mic I was talking with all night. I thought it was my Yeti. Apparently it wasn't, so I had to fix that.
So
That was in the other
Discord
room with the
went, like-
kids. I did not know y'all could hear me until you said.
Discord
Yeah.
went to default like a few days ago for me.
Yeah, when I went and checked, everything was on default, and that was not
probably
the way
did
it
an
was
update and
before.
didn't save.
Okay, sorry. Back to the campaign.
Okay, I believe not me. Nope, Yinron.
I was about to say, I don't think I'm up yet. I had.
All right, so
Great fail.
currently Yinron is focused on these jokers. For one, it's the ones he can actually see, and for two, it's the ones that's been shooting at him. Did Pelennor give out an uh-oh or an alert when you saw all those dudes?
Did he,
But-
did he say an
yeah.
oopsie?
Yeah, he said, "Gentlemen, there are more here than we realized. Be prepared. This is going to be a long one."
Okay,
He
so
let out a surprise
that immediately changes his focus. He's going to turn and go this way to help Pelennor. So he's going to use his Step of the Wind. I'm going to use a key point. So
It's a lot of text.
You
that's
can
a lot of
move
text. So
a
basically,
lot.
I can dash as a bonus action. Is what I'm going to use there.
And your jump distance is doubled.
Correct.
So once he gets under the little hanging things, he could probably jump
So
all the rest.
he's going to Naruto run basically. And so Yinron in his brain, after watching the traps work, he's not even going to worry about them, except for these. Because if he can walk on water, he assumes he's not going to set these traps off. So that's what he's going to do, Rust. Feel free to let me know if Yinron was wrong.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said Yinron, after watching these traps work, since he can walk on water, he's going to assume that he can't set these off. So he's only going to focus on dodging these dangly bells and not even look to see if he's going to even step on these.
Here's the thing: with the dangly bells, was there anything else other than they created noise?
No,
They,
the
they
oil.
was sticky and they pulled down the oil.
It's ropes or strings that have something sticky and adhesive on them.
Yeah, I mean,
that
I understand it's
when
pulling
they're
the oil
pulled-
on, but I mean,
When they pull it, it tips over a flask of oil.
you've only got to worry about the fire flask, so it's not even a big deal for that, honestly.
Anyway, so he's going to duck under these and then he's just going to run to this guy.
I'm on board with that. I think that if you're at least consciously thinking about it, you could step lightly enough that you're not going to trip
Yeah,
those.
that's just what Yinron was thinking. I was going to let you decide, so that was going to be funny either way.
Well, you know what? Make a deck save.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he doesn't
Yeah.
misstep.
So you
So he's gonna Naruto run under the bells. He's gonna walk right over this plate. He's gonna step on this rope and then use that to kind of leap himself over to Pelennor, and then he's gonna slap at this dude with a sword.
it's like what the elf from Lord of the Rings? What's his
Legolas.
name? Legolas. Yeah, when he's running on top of the snow.
Legoland.
Yeah,
It's completely unnatural looking. You jump on this rope, this trip line, and you I mean, it's like you put your you jump off of it, but it's like it doesn't even sag.
We all feel like we're in the uncanny valley. Watching
Alright,
them.
It didn't even add physics to that rope.
that's right. All
All right, so you're gonna hit that kobold.
yes.
Smack him.
That? That
He's
is,
dead.
Oh, to be Riyadh
Okay.
again. All these minions.
So I still have like probably another, because it was just 60 feet to get to here, so I should have some extra movement. So
Yeah.
What's your normal move speed?
50.
And he took the dash action as a bonus
So
action
100
because
feet of
it's,
movement.
Step of the Wind.
Yeah, you've got 100 feet.
All right. So,
bonus.
yes.
Guess what?
You said and as I was about to say something, so I thought you were.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Okay. And then he'll attack the next one.
He did.
He did.
He did.
They're
All right.
Kyle. They're not minions, but they are They are right next to
So
him.
darn
Right
close.
next
They got
to
2
it.
health.
So, question: is the ballista already loaded?
Oh
It-
no.
It is because
Yes.
this kobold uses action to reload it.
Just throwing that out there for out of character player knowledge.
Did Name find a crossbow that finally fits him?
This giant crossbow.
Man, the baby keeps on crying. I don't know what's going on.
Babies being babies.
Okay,
Probably
Baby gonna baby.
From,
David. Shelley is up.
All right, and I got no more oil.
No more oil.
Okay, but I guess I gotta jump through some fire, huh?
You can go down, take on the ones.
It won't. It's not that much damage if you just kind of step through
Yeah, I'm just gonna go through.
it. Okay, you take 2.
Sweet. Oh, and you said negated the 6 from earlier?
Yeah, take the 6 that you took from the slinger
Alright.
off.
So
I
I'm gonna
forgot.
heal.
I forgot that as long as their ballistas active, they do all the reloading and stuff.
Okay. So I regained 4 then. Okay, so I'm not gonna get very far. I don't know. I don't know if I should go the way y'all are or go beat up these dudes.
what would your character do? You
Okay, I'm gonna shoot my bow at these guys to the right over here. Do I need to move out one further?
Which ones? These over here?
To the right, yeah.
Yeah, you need to be right there at least.
Okay, so I moved there. I'm gonna shoot my bow at them. Wait, how much range is that?
It's a short bow. I think it's like
A longbow.
longbow. Yeah, it's like 60,
150.
120. Yeah, you got plenty.
Okay, longbow. All right, I'm gonna shoot the guy in the front there.
Okay. Woo!
Oh, crit!
He is dead.
He did. All right, now I'm gonna aim at the other one because I have 3 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What in the world, Kyle? You have bestowed your critical making abilities onto your brother.
I'm playing my character. And I'm
they each have an arrow coming out of their heads.
Yeah,
Before the first one falls to the ground, the second one had the arrow in his head.
and this one is behind a barrier with just like a small slit in the middle, and you just peg him right through that slot that he aims through.
Nice.
Just okay.
Nice
Alright.
going, Dave.
All right, can I shoot this guy up
Take
here on top?
a shot down here. Yeah, the longbow's got tons of range. There's
I guess this guy in the front here.
range.
this one.
Days.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at him. Ah,
That will not do it.
Lost the streak.
You get overconfident and you overshoot it by 20.
yeah. After the first 2 shots, I was like, "Woo!" and I
You do the
like-
next one behind the back.
yeah, I do like behind the back, and it just goes like off the
Behind
ceiling.
the back with a longbow.
You try to shoot by dabbing.
And I'm just like, "Sorry, guys."
The no look dab.
All right. All right. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Can I finish my move after that?
Yeah.
So that was like 5, 10, 15. Move over here. All right. I'm good.
All right. So now the kobold alchemists go. So you see them both kind of working, and they're obviously like getting 2 flasks like out of their pouch and like mixing one and then corking it and getting it ready to throw. But they do it really quickly, like they've done it, 100 times, 1,000,000 times. So since you're that's not true. Let me see what the range on this is. 60. All right, so they're going to throw both of them just right in the center of them. Are going to their flag.
Bring it on.
More decks.
And bloop.
All right. Need this dexterity.
Yeah, both. Dex
Yep.
13.
Both of y'all make 2 deck save.
All right. I saved one, which is
Save them
weird. Kyle saved both.
All right. So the first one is 26 damage.
What kind of a D6 roll is that?
Second one 17.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was 5. It was 5, 6, 6, 4, 5.
So I take 26, and then I take half of.
Half of
17?
17. Yeah.
13
So it'd be 8.
and 8.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm getting hurt.
So
I
good thing I'm-
have not been able to take a turn yet.
Man, these guys are the epitomes of glass cannons.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, why is Kyle still behind the fire? Figured out you hadn't gone yet.
Yeah. I just took a turn. Now he's about to finally get a turn.
Oh, man.
All right. So
I'm glad I have a lot of hit points.
it's the kobolds' turn, but they are operating their ballista. So these guys back here are going to shoot at Name again. These guys up here will take a shot at Shelly.
Okay.
So we're going to fire those ballista. First at Name, 25. So you take 22 piercing damage,
Ooh.
and you're grappled. And Shelly, it's just a 12. So it
I
misses.
yeah.
Still
Gotcha.
baffles me that they somehow were hiding that ballista as we walked by.
I have
In
a
the
passive
trash.
perception of
I don't
22.
ask questions. I played video
This
games
is
my
like-
whole life. It didn't have to make sense.
I'm not. I'm just like, man, these kobolds are impressive.
They kept the parts in the holes and they quickly put it together.
Parts in the holes.
I did forget, and I apologize for that. There was a pile of garbage sitting over here that was kind of blocking the little alcove and was kind of concealing the ballista. And I just forgot to mention it in the description.
Yeah, I saw the pile of bones and I figured it wasn't high enough to obscure any view, so I didn't even ask about it.
I didn't even think about bringing it up. That's partially my fault.
That's okay. No, Name's got one less weapon that he could bring with him.
Name is next. You are currently grappled.
Okay. So grappled by this barbed bolt or whatever.
Yeah, which is attached to a chain. So it is literally going through some part of your body.
Is it?
You can. It says escape by breaking grapple and pulling the bolt out of the body. Escape DC 16, taking 5 points of damage. Or
Yeah, So when you're grappled, yeah, it is pulled fairly tight. As soon as they hit you, they cranked it back to make sure there wasn't any slack in the line. When you're grappled, your speed becomes 0. And the effect ends if you're able to move out of that space with some other effect, or if you make a check, either athletics or acrobatics. I would also,
oh, it also says you can attack the chain, leave the bolt in to remove by a medicine DC
So you can
15
also
check later.
you can also try and break the chain and just leave the bolt in your body for now.
Right.
Yeah, all I want to know is I want to meet the dude that can pull a ballista spear out of his body using acrobatics. That's what I want to know. How does that work?
Backflip out of the spear.
That's a good point, Alex. But I hesitate to break the mechanics of grapple too much.
So if I do like mass healing word 60 feet range, Alex gets it around the corner or no?
I think if he's because it's healing word. Does it say somebody the target you can see?
And yeah, I need to check that. Hang on.
That would be the only thing.
Healing word that you can see. Yep.
37.
Yeah, I can't see. All right.
Well, if you get within
Fine.
that green, you should be at that's 60 feet, and you can see us.
He can't
No,
move
I
because
can't
he's
move.
attached. He's attached to a
Anyway,
I
ballista.
thought that was
gonna
Shelly.
take my- yeah. Okay.
Why don't you play tug of war and pull them to you?
I thought about it. I actually thought about it.
I mean, you're a big, beefy, half-orc monster, let's be honest. I mean, is grappling you a good for them? I don't think so, because now they can't necessarily get away either.
You have to look up the weight of a ballista.
Yeah, they probably won't be able to survive that, so I can do that. But if I do that, I can't heal, but that's okay.
How's everybody feeling?
Oh, I'm definitely hurting.
I think Pelennor is at 70.
No, I'm at 37 now.
Oh goodness, man! You guys
I'm
need
at-
to start dodging these fireballs.
I'm at 43.
We still take half damage from it, and he's been rolling like crazy on those
Oh, I
D6s.
know. I mean, I was kidding.
That's ridiculous.
I've taken a lot of fire damage because I was just covered in oil for a minute.
I double saved and still took 30 damage because of his rolling being out of control.
I start with 112 hit points, and I'm down to 43.
Goodness.
That
Play the
happens.
game.
That happens infrequently enough that I don't really feel bad about it.
No, I know. D6 is
Pelennor dies, he dies. He finally would die on the job, so it'd all be over.
all right. Just because I think it would be fun. Are they holding on to the ballista?
I've taken 69 points of damage.
They've also kind of got the brakes on. It's got it's got pretty good size kind of cartwheels, and they've got the brakes on, so it's pretty stable. But you're an orc, you're a beefy guy. You might could pull it some. It's
All right.
I would say it would be a strength check.
I'm gonna like take a second and just kind of like. I guess if I move towards them, could I technically move towards them? I know my
Yeah.
speed. It says my speed is 0, but
I would say that's acceptable. It's not like it's pinning you to the ground. You just can't move that direction. I'd say you can move toward. It's a
so
chain.
basically, I'm gonna like do like a bunny hop, and I'm gonna hop over. Oop, I'm still on ruler. Hold on. I'm gonna
You're
hop
gonna
over.
do like Matrix in the Neo when he's or Neo in the Matrix when he's about to pull the helicopter.
Yeah, and I do like a bunny hop with like a twirl.
Yeah,
and
that
I
move.
wrap it all around like I'm gonna like get ready to do something fancy with it. And after I hop over, and then so they start bracing up because they're like expecting me to like completely pull them off their pull the ballista or whatever. I immediately just utter a few words and drop a flame strike on them.
All right. They take half damage on a save, right?
They do.
Yeah, they're dead.
So then that's my action. I'm assuming it's an action to break the grapple.
Yes.
So I will spend a little bit more of my movement just to get farther away from the one up there, just in case they decide to be silly. So that was 10. Well, I don't know how you want to count the hop. If you want to say it was difficult there, it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20. I could only get, so I'm just going to take one step a little bit closer, and I'll either break it or do something next turn to try to free myself. But
yeah, I mean, you already did some pretty good damage to it. Like it's actually a little bit on fire.
yeah, okay. So I might be just have a chain dragging off me here in a minute. Just be running around. But that's it, I think.
All right, Pellennor's up next.
Well, it's already 11 o'clock. How, are we going to keep on rolling since we just brought in the chieftain? I noticed he's not in the initiative.
Oh yeah, not yet. The dragon shields aren't either. Oops. I can roll them up real quick. Do you guys want to stop here and pick it up later, or do you want to try and push through the rest of this encounter?
I mean, we can stop here. It don't matter.
I'm okay either way.
Yeah. I'll probably. Let's.
Yeah, I was just
I mean-
asking how much longer. I mean, because again, I didn't know if there were any other rooms. How many more kobolds? That's the thing. Is whenever there's kobolds, there's a
They just
ton
don't
of them. And I've only got 2 attacks a turn, so I'm only ever going to kill at max 2 kobolds.
Mhm.
And so I know from my contributions now, others may be different. Again, a flame strike can take out a whole swath of them, but we have no idea what the chieftain and all these other dudes over here are going to do. So that's why that was just asking how much longer we wanted to play, because Kyle had already made a comment earlier about it being a little bit late and being tired, but that was 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, remember we're
I mean,
we're also Eastern
at-
time too.
Yeah, I was saying I'm having fun, but yeah, it is midnight.
After midnight.
So,
Well,
we'll stop
yeah,
here and pick it up.
We can kind of just leave things where they are. I'm going to put this initiative in the Discord chat just in case it doesn't keep it in 20. I think it will.
Well, I mean, I'll have the video evidence if we need to check.
That's true.
Mhm.
We're going to go back to the tape.
Everybody's character sheet should save your HP and your spells and all that.
Oh yeah, it doesn't update unless you rest or
Yeah.
anything.
So we
I'm
should be
rolling
good.
Up and down, so yeah.
All right. Well, we'll leave it there and start at the top of the initiative order next week when we get back together with Pelennor.
All right,
Excellent. Before y'all go,
Do
I'm gonna
just some more dab longbow shots.
just make sure you're watching. All right, I'm gonna do a channel raid before we go because that's really nice to do.
Yes.
All right.
How would y'all feel if on the last enemy, I purposely took disadvantage to do a dab longbow shot?
We'd be all right with it. We've done crazier.